positive about, because that crime family is far away. He is Vorkus is sending you to meet Skitter in the underground, but on that you guys did get sent to become undercover agents, I guess, in the underground. And you did accept a reward in a purple velvet pouch for your services from the children. You guys did make a what was this? A letter. It was a invitation contents that lets you into the place you are meeting at. And you guys are heading towards Cottlestone Port to investigate the underground, of course. But on the way, you're supposed to meet Norazian, which is the edge of the mountains where the forest ends. Okay, and you're going to infiltrate the crime family in Cottlestone, and the goal is a meeting of is his friend, is who we're looking for, of someone in the underground. So Yurik made a copy of the ID for each member. You discovered a stone two-story bunker in the middle of this forest, which now you can see on the map. You can see there's that. And you found that 2 young orcs were at the bottom, and you also found out that there is what the army consists of what was passing you. You also found out that there was some kind of, you guys think of brainworms and the dead dwarves that were around the base or the outpost. And after executing the 2 young orcs, a group of the group burned the bodies of the dwarves with ale as a makeshift funeral. So you guys did that. I'm not sure if you guys did that inside or outside, but I still have the dwarves inside, so maybe inside.
Inside. It was in the basement.
And then you found out that 8 orcs approached out of the forest with 1 stepping forward, which I have here. So, where we start off.
They're a lot closer than I thought they'd be.
I ran out of room right here. This is a soundboard, okay? Every time I move the soundboard, it disconnects the power. So.
Oh, yeah. My sound may cut out for a second.
Okay.
Something has started updating. Yep. So.
All right. Pretty quick. So that is where we leave off with the confrontation of you guys just killed the 2 orcs, and a band of 8 orcs came up.
Correction, Mr. Turtle did it.
Say it like it's a bad thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 bad things.
I regret nothing.
Technically 8. The leader's right there.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Technically, the elk is between you 2. Like,
some of us have at least a smidgen of bravery.
Don't know about all that now.
See? Point proven.
All right. So, the orc, the leader up here, has stepped forward and asked, "What is going on here?"
I'm assuming he says it in common.
Yes, he says it in common.
Okay. Turn towards them and motion for the elk to like fall back over by hold on. I'm gonna try to screw this up, Claire. And then while I'm motioning, I'll just say I could ask the same question.
Hold on.
What's off the names? Oh, it didn't update. Hang on.
So you see
Hang on.
out
I think
of
it's dead now.
5 of these orcs,
Okay.
2 of them notice, they just kind of look up. And you see on the antlers that they are very bloody. Then one of them notices that, looking over at one of the orcs, that the orc has impale marks that matches the antlers.
And a motion for the elk again to move and fall back.
And you're falling back?
No, me, not me. I'm motioning for the elk to fall back by glare. Not really saying anything, just motioning.
Yeah, the title should be updated. I just checked on my phone, so we should be good.
Elk doesn't move.
I got that by Kaisis' silence.
I don't really control the elk. If you ask it to do something, it's up to it to decide whether or not it follows the order.
Indeed.
And with that, they whisper something among the group. And all wait.
I'm just gonna quietly ready my bow in the back. Making sure not to move fast.
6 of the 8 throw javelins and hit the elk. You just see 6 javelins
Jeez.
in this elk, and the elk is dead.
So is that like initiative, or because it was
No.
part of our party, technically?
Technically, it was just a friend.
Okay.
How far are they all from me?
You know, they're probably about 15 feet.
Hmm.
Yeah, we all know where this has already gone, don't we?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The orc in the
So
front here.
with that being done, I am immediately going to cast Shield of Faith on myself and put my shield at the ready.
I suppose
Yeah.
at the same. Wait, hold on. Hmm.
I'm gonna hop back, ready a bow, and take aim.
Now, the leader walks up, just steps forward, says, "Yeah, what are you here for?"
So we're just passing through, and we came to find that these two are standing over a couple of dwarves with brainworms in their head. So we did what was necessary.
All right. Well, these two aren't part of us. And you guys should all see passive perception. Yeah. You guys notice, like, just looking around, like the armor of the two on the dead is totally different from the armor they are wearing.
So what? So if you don't care about these two, then what made you think it was okay to kill our companion?
Well, someone had to take care of it. Put meat on the table.
And that's when I cast Thunderwave.
Yeah, I was waiting for that to
I was
come.
waiting for that one too.
Aren't we all next to you?
Yes, yes, you are.
I hopped
It's a
back.
cone in front
Oh.
of me, so as long as I'm aiming, like I can't really point out which direction I'm aiming, but if we're at this one, it's kind of angling it so that it would cut in front of you.
So even if it nicks me, I'm not. Well, no, actually, that one's different. Okay. Never mind. Ignore me.
Thunderwave. What's the angle on that? Is that like on the cone shape, right?
Like it's a 15-foot cube from me, in front of me.
Oh, 50-foot cube. I wish I had something to measure this by.
Cut out a square of paper.
Get the Sharpie out, start drawing squares.
I think a post-it is a 3x3, so we're gonna go with that.
Yeah, it's probably gonna hit 5 of them. Four.
It's gonna hit about 4 of them, yeah. Which 4 are you aiming for? Are you aiming for if you go here, you can get about 4. If you go here, you get 4.
Which one's
The
the
ones that
leader?
cover the closest to me.
This one over here, because you're right here.
I've just realized I've been watching the delayed stream as opposed to the actual one in Discord. Thinking, man, which one is he talking about?
Okay, so here's right here. That's you.
Yep.
So you can either get these 4.
Yep, the ones that are closest to me.
So you're gonna get these 4.
Will he
I
hit?
have to do
Will he hit the
saves,
leader
right?
too? Because the leader's right in front of the 4.
Yeah, the leader's one of the 4.
Con save of 12.
So he's gonna hit 5 then, the leader plus the 4 orcs in the back.
Oh no, it's these
No, the
3.
three.
and
The
then
3 on the
The
south
3
side of the
and the
screen.
leader. Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. Con. The all pass. So is it half damage for?
Oh, I keep losing half my spells.
Oh dear. So is this all happening at once? Like as soon as we see him cast Thunderwave, is this like a surprise attack? Are they expecting it?
I was gonna say the same thing because I was gonna.
Well, they're
Well,
facing you guys. So
Considering they're talking to me, they're probably not paying that much attention to him.
Yeah, they only take half damage.
And
Oh dear.
I'm up in the tower, so they probably have no clue I'm there, right?
Nope.
So I
At
can.
the same instant he lets loose with Thunderwave, I am going to shoot that bow at the topmost far right guy.
And I would like to hunter's mark the leader and shoot an arrow as well.
I would like to cast shield on myself.
alright. So half damage. That's 10. That's 5.
Oh, this works again.
Alright, and then you said you were using an arrow. Same time.
Yeah.
Alright, which one are you hitting?
Top far right,
Uh,
headmost guy. Top.
So
Okay.
you guys, there we go.
Yes, that guy.
This guy right here. All right. All right. Roll the hit. It hits.
We are allowed to do a spell at the beginning, right? That's what we're. Like as soon as that goes out.
All right. So
And I'm gonna be making an attempt at grappling the leader too, or moving into a grapple stance with the leader.
So Blair, And Yuri, you guys went at the same time. Anyone else going at that same?
I was gonna hunter's mark the leader and shoot an arrow at him.
Mark the leader and shoot an arrow at him. Okay.
I'd like to cast shield on myself.
Okay.
If I can do that, is that possible?
Yeah, that would be like your one thing you do during this whole thing.
Oh, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with doing that.
So hunter's mark gives me an extra 1d4 if I hit, right? Is that how it works?
Oh, so you know, shield is a reaction, right?
Oh, it is? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind that I won't do that.
So it's like if someone hits you, you can do
Oh.
shield and basically boost your AC and like.
Then I take it back. I will not do
Okay.
that. No, yeah, I don't want to do that. Did
Okay.
not do that. So I will
Finland.
instead.
That misses Finland.
Alrighty.
I will instead do Chaos Bolt.
What does Hunter Mark do for your thing?
Oh, that just I think if I hit gives me an extra 1d4, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I'll double check, but
Is that to you or to anybody that hits that target?
just for me.
Okay.
Alright. So Finland went. Rick went.
Being
okay.
to move from like 5 feet from mine, I'm assuming I'll be the last in these things that are going off simultaneously.
Alright, so you're moving while this is all happening, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm moving to the leader to get into a grapple with him.
Alright, and then Galen is doing
I would like to cast Chaos Bolt on the leader.
on the leader. Alright.
Indeed. Let's see if that works. Go here to this. And I believe if I remember how to do this, because it's been 3 weeks, I hit cast. And we try to roll. Oh dear.
That's a lot of dice.
So 8. That's a miss.
Ah, dadgummit. Oh well. The blue ice goes along his scales along the side. As he fires off the Chaos Bolt, he misses and almost singes Marco's nose with ice.
And Marco, you're gonna make a grappling check.
Yep, so me and him both have to do an athletics check.
Athletics is a strength.
Yep. So whichever one comes out higher, whether it succeeds or fails. Oh no, that's Finland. Oh, that's
Yeah,
proud
yeah.
of me.
Just ignore my. I had a
Oh, mine's
cast
still
my
not good,
hunter's
though.
mark still.
Ew.
So
You failed.
Yeah.
For like grappling. Alright.
This is going swimmingly.
So with you all attacking all at once, leader looks at you guys. Says, "We're not here to fight. We just want to know why you're close to the port."
Oh, they're
Oh.
guards from the port.
What about the poor guy that just got an arrow in the face? I mean, that was 10 damage. He's going to be hurt.
I'm gonna hold up my shield to motion for people to stop for a second, and I'm gonna ask what their relation to the port is.
We're scouts for the port to make sure this area is safe. If you're referring to the army, we're not part of the army.
Still doesn't excuse you killing our friend.
Yeah, that's another thunder wave from me.
Hell.
Oh my god.
Holy.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Where are you making the thunder wave?
Same spot.
Same spot? Alright.
Dearly beloved, we gather here today to mourn the loss of us.
They all pass.
Cool. And then as a reflexive motion, you can observe as Glad slightly shimmers and fur starts sprouting over his body as he jumps forward into the shape of a giant brown bear, rage filled with his eyes.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I mean, I'm taking another shot at the
So-
same guy.
So looking at the leader, I'm just gonna kind of sort of half reptilian growl at him. You killed a companion, you better make this right quick, or you could expect to not walk away.
Kind of thinks a little bit. And he looks over at one of his companions. And you see his companion go over to the elk. And
Oh, you better be real careful.
hold on. And you see him take out a diamond. And you
Oh,
just
now
see
I'm lost.
you see this elk
Resurrection.
somehow heals a little bit to be able to stand up. I'll put the elk over here. And then you just see this diamond disappear, turn into dust.
With that, I'm gonna tuck my shield away again, and I'm gonna walk over to the elk and placing one hand on him, cure wounds him.
Okay. Okay. That's a lot of health for an elk.
Oh, jeez, that was almost max.
Oh, seems
I'm pretty serious at the moment.
How come your spells are never that good on us?
Really?
Indeed.
No.
I swear Marco's just trying to fatten him up or something. Jeez.
All right, with that, you see most of his wounds like close up, and he's like pretty healthy.
So I'm going to not just wave, I'm going to push him in the direction of the building.
All right,
He needs to
Do-
fall back.
do an animal handling check for me real quick.
Oh dear.
Actually, this should go well.
You've
9
cast it now.
and +4.
You had to open your
He
bag.
goes like 5 feet over. He's like, no, that's where I'm going.
Nah, that's good enough. He's at least in line with the group.
Most of the group.
So, walking back to the leader. So, how about we all put our weapons away? Clearly, these orcs weren't related to either of us.
Marco, we have a slight problem. Our friend is a bear, and he looks very angry.
Yes, I'm aware. I haven't figured out how to deal with that yet.
Glare, we may have made a misjudgment here.
Galen,
please,
handle it.
Glare, could you please? I kind of step in front of the bear slightly, if that's possible, and try to explain to him. It seems there may be a misunderstanding. Your elk friend is now back with us. Possibly we could talk about this before destroying the world, maybe, possibly. It was a good gesture.
Ow.
What was
That was a bear growling. This
Easy,
bear is
easy,
pissed.
Glare. Easy,
He
Glare.
can't talk right now. He's in bear form, so all he can do
Indeed.
is make bear noises.
Hold on.
That's true.
I can make this even better. Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh, you got a bear mini?
So
Let's wait for the bear mini. There it is.
the last of my
Oh dear.
There's only a few minis I have. That's one. Of them.
Okay, so this. I want to use up all my slots, but I'm going to. So I'm gonna turn towards Glare and sorry, but I need you to calm down. And I'm going to cast Sleep.
Is that on a humanoid?
So I do. It's any creature,
Oh,
Yeah, it's an any creature. Yeah.
and crap, that might not be enough. Christ,
Is that a -1?
Shut up.
Oh, it's 5d8.
It's 5d8, and it did not get as big as I was hoping. I'm pretty sure Kaisis has more than 17 hit points.
Is Kaisis awake?
Yeah, I am. Sorry, I'm just clicking through everything. And yes, I've got more hit points than that.
Damn it! I wasted a slot.
Oh,
Well, that's all I can do. Galen, he's all yours.
I did try to persuade him. I did. Should I do like a roll for that or something? Does that work that way?
Not really, it's player to player.
Hell.
You can if you want to, but
He doesn't
Roll
look very
persuasion for me.
Roll persuasion. All right. Let's see if this works. 18.
That's pretty good, actually. A lot better than mine.
well, we should have fun and yeah, okay, Claire.
I believe it worked.
Wow.
My charisma is quite high.
A natural one ending in a negative number. No, he rolled a 3. Sorry, my bad. Ending in a 1.
There, Glare. It seems like we might want to hold off on any mauling for the moment. Maybe you'll get to eat something in a bit. We don't know yet.
The large bear right next to you is visibly shaking in anger, rage, almost even, staring deathly at the nearest orc.
I
So,
understand. I understand.
Claire, you could stay in bear form, just don't kill anything yet. Just stay at the ready. And then looking at the captain. So we're all calm-ish. So are you where are we at the moment?
we're fine right now. And all you see while you guys were calming, you literally saw like all of them just kind of like give some healing and stuff like that. So now they are like all nice and dandy. It's like you didn't even hurt them.
Yeah, I had a feeling these guys are fairly well armored.
Indeed.
And he says, the leader says, "Do you have any papers for your business here?"
Yes, as a matter of fact. I believe Galen is holding on to them at the moment. We actually do have business in the port.
Oh, dadgummit. How do I have them?
Everybody
Let me
Should be
see
in
who
your
it was.
inventory.
Like technically everybody does, but
Everybody
Don't we
has
all?
it there.
I don't remember who the one that was that forged them.
Me.
And
Oh.
It was not me.
Oh, I meant Bird Boy then. Well, I already said it now, but you have a copy anyways.
Very
Everybody
true.
has a copy.
So let's see. I'll go all the way down to the bottom here.
I don't see anything in my inventory.
No, you don't. It's not a physical item. If you look at the notes,
It was like
And
a
the-
paper.
if you have the notes open, there's a paper in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you got someone had a paper. I know Christian made a copy of it. And everything.
Yeah, the forged invitation.
Oh, Dad, it's been such a long time. I'm looking through the notes.
It's like 7th dot from the bottom in section
Okay,
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's the Google Doc, right? That we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I guess I should open
Norazian
that.
in
I
the edge
always
of the
forget
mountains where the
about that.
forest ends. It's that one, right?
No,
Yeah.
up one.
Oh, up
Oh.
one. Yeah.
Thieves and criminals abound. Forge invitation. Bob meet at the northern cavern.
The ID from Vorkus is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's reading the right one.
Yeah. The invitation.
Forged
concept.
invitation contents. Bob meet at the North Cavern called Noko Castle Cavern.
Right.
Woman healing.
So who
Who the
has
heck
that
was
letter?
Bob. That would be the one who forged it, right?
Everybody has one.
Everybody.
Everyone.
I made a
Everybody.
copy.
You
And it
each
has
made a
all of our
copy
names
for
on it?
everybody.
Our
And
fake names.
I guess it's your fake names that you put inside Bob. And he asked for a copy of one of them, or the C of it.
So hand it over, Galen.
Here you go, sir. Oh, wait, no, I had a different voice. Crap.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
yeah, that's
Wait, I'm-
right.
Yeah,
You're like a
Galen is
British-
completely. I look like a rogue. I look like a
Yeah,
rogue.
you do look like a rogue.
Well, I've already used a different voice, so I'll just keep using my same voice. But here you go. Here's an invitation to go over to what seems to be Noko Castle Caverns.
You look-
Invitation.
He takes the invitation and looks it over. And, he's like, oh, this is a nice invitation, except for you're on the wrong continent, sir.
Oh dear.
This invitation is for a different continent. Are you looking for the one that's in Cheekstone Harbor?
Cheekstone Harbor. I look at the rest of the group.
You take Cottlestone Port, take the boat.
That might
Ah,
be where
yes.
we're headed.
Yes, Cottlestone Port. That's our next destination, I believe.
Then you are for the boat passage to Cheekstone Harbor. Let me get you a new invitation here. He takes out one of his workers. He gives him a bag, and it's literally a table that folds like a little writer's desk that folds, and he literally opens it up, writes this paper, and signs it. And it states he put your names that were on the top of the original letter. It says goes to Cheekstone Harbor by passage of Cottlestone Port. Signed the trade. And the trade is in a unique fashion. It's like a different, kind of like a fancy art, how he puts it. And then he stamps it with hot wax and puts an emblem. And the emblem is, it's like a, how to explain it? Notes. It's 13 snakes around marked.
Quite the fancy table.
He gives you back the note
Thank you, sir.
and packs up his writer's desk and gives it back to his person behind him.
Well, we're terribly sorry for this misunderstanding. Seems we got off on the wrong foot.
You're telling me.
So, just as a quick question, I'm going to assume that been so long the names aren't fresh in my head anymore. Fenland's probably getting smoked out of the tower at the moment. Being we burned the bodies in the basement, and it's been a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, that is right. Yes, that is right, Fenland. You have smoke coming up from the hatch.
Oh, well, would I've heard any of the conversation that was going on?
Little like through the shouting, you would. But if it was like side conversations,
And
that was
I
happening,
would
no.
kind of had a good idea that things are okay for me to come down.
Yeah, you don't see any fighting anymore. So.
Okay.
Well, you would have seen me put away my shield too.
Yeah. All right. I will proceed down.
All right. Make a. How can I do this?
A death saving throw. No,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how you could go through smoke without dying.
I'm a ranger. I can handle it.
Probably not that bad. The only wood object in the basement that's burning is the table. It's not like it's a giant pile of wood.
Mhm.
Do a survival check. That should work.
I'm gonna get Fenland hurt.
Oh
That's
dear.
gonna send anything.
Seems to be the recurring instance here.
You easily go through you hold your breath, go through the smoke, and you're out the door. No problem whatsoever.
All right. That's what I did.
And you literally find Glare as a bear. Or you see a bear where Glare was.
Would I have not
he-
saw that through the?
Because these are like slits.
I wouldn't have been had a good. I wouldn't
like-
have had a good view. Okay.
Yeah, they're arrow slits. So.
Yeah.
All right. And so the leader's like, "Is there anything else you need?"
I would suggest you guys start backing away slowly while we keep the bear still.
Probably a good point.
He asks, "Do you need those bodies?
Nope, not particularly.
Can we take them?"
In a minute,
As soon
and I
as we
search
back
them.
off, yes, yes. Let's just back off at least first. So
You can come back in a little while and get them.
it's a tedious moment at the moment, as you can see. My friend here is still growling.
So, in the forest, they all kind of like back up about 15 feet. And the leader's like, back there too. So they kind of like back up to 15 feet for you guys to like, hide your space.
Can I search
There,
the
guys.
corpses?
I think it's time to go.
Yep. Now, if we can get our very angry friend to go, which I don't think is going to happen.
Glare, have you settled down a bit?
I was very persuasive.
Just nod your
You-
head up and down if you agree to move on without killing them.
Well, they're calming down the bear hall, and I'm gonna go and check the 2 dead orcs for anything of value,
Okay.
including potions of health or any of that
Okay.
stuff.
That'd be an investigation check. Or
'Kay.
twice.
First roll and second roll.
The more you let's see this. You find like a couple food rations, like 2 on each body, and you find their weapons. That's about it.
Are they any good? The weapons? I'm guessing
Well,
not.
they're like back up. It's like a throwing axe, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I'll leave the axes. I don't know if others want them, but I don't need them. Actually, I'll leave the rations. Yeah, because I have 11 on me. So I don't need the rations either.
Okay.
I'm just going to turn and start walking. Let's
Did we-
see.
Did we get...
Before I start walking, I'm just going to kind of ask over my head, what direction is the port from here?
Are you asking them?
Yeah, the orc leader.
All right. They walked pretty far away from you guys, so
Oh, okay. They probably can't hear me then. Let's. Oh yeah, we weren't headed to the port anyways. We were headed to the edge of the mountains.
Yep.
I don't remember what direction that was from where we're at. It's been too long.
west.
But
You're heading
it
west.
does say Cottlestone Port is our next destination, though.
Yes, but we need to meet Narazian
Narazian.
first.
Right, right.
So I'm just gonna turn and start heading west.
All right. And everyone else follows.
I'm going to make sure Glare follows along.
The big, angry, hulking bag of bear meat just looks over at the groups over in the tree lines, looks down at the 2 corpses, raises up in his hind leg and brings down a collective smash of force down upon one of the corpses, and
Okay.
then waddles off.
I'm gonna guess you're using your claws for this. So you just like rip into the flesh and the armor.
Not rip, more like
Stomp.
I think
Just
more
stomp.
like palms smashing into them.
Oh, so more like you can hear this crack of the bones in this body just break.
Good. Then I converse with the elk and kind of move off, following the turtle.
Okay. I'm guessing everyone else kind of follows too.
Yes.
All right. So you guys are going
Heading
back.
towards the meeting point.
Okay, you guys are going
Meeting
back through the forest, going to the meeting point, onto the
Edge of the mountains.
edge of the mountains, and you finally reach the edge of the mountain after a little bit of traveling. And by this time, you guys left. I think earlier, right? I don't even know what time guys you left.
Pretty sure we didn't mark that down either.
Camped out 4 hours away from Mort Alley. I don't think you guys did that. So I'm gonna say it's like about noon
Probably.
or more.
Probably in that noon to 2 o'clock range.
Yeah. Okay.
Take a quick lunch and keep moving.
And you guys finally reach the mountain edge, and it's between this forest that you guys were just traveling in and the mountain range, and just this slightly open area. Doesn't look like it was well traveled. It's literally just like it's nice grass, very green, and then the mountain starts going up. And it's peaceful and quiet.
So we start looking around to try to find this
I'm-
place. Edge of
I'm
the
going to take a
mountains.
seat. We're at that spot, right?
Yeah, you're on the edge of the mountains. The mountain range
Yep.
is like goes towards, goes, you can like it goes in like a T. So like you're coming through the forest. The forest would be like the down part of the T, and the mountains are the top part.
And
Distance?
we're nowhere near the army now, right?
No.
And
I'm
I
going to take
am
a
going
seat
to-
and get something to eat.
I am going to stretch my wings and take off into the air.
See
Okay.
if you can find that whatever
mean-
we're looking for here. It just says meet Narazian at the edge of the mountains. I don't know.
Right.
You know.
While he's scouting, I vote the rest of us we take like a 30-minute rest and just relax and eat something.
So Yuri, how much are you flying around the mountains?
I am going to just gain some altitude and just ride the thermals around the edge of the forest line, just kind of meander back and forth, looking down and seeing what's moving along the edge of the forest. I'm assuming since we came west to get to the edge, the mountain range runs north and south.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna head north first for a little ways, and then swing around and go south
Alright.
a little ways.
How many minutes are you traveling each way? Are you like only like a few minutes, or are you going for like whatever?
Well, about 10 or 15 minutes in each direction. So it'd be 45 minutes altogether to go from one extreme to the other. Because it's
I think
15
it's-
minutes up, 15 minutes back to where I started, and then 15 minutes down.
So you can do 300 feet a minute. You should be able to see it. So going north, you come up to a body of water and like a beach type land. You can definitely see that the mountain ranges go around this lake, looking out in the distance, and you see the forest kind of ends at like 100 feet before the water, and then you can see the dirt turn into sand, and then the sand goes into the water. It doesn't. The water isn't have any waves. It's pretty calm.
So typical mountain lake.
Yep. And when you go to the other direction, you just find all forest.
Okay, and just all forest and
Yep.
no
all
people, waiting around.
No,
We're
no.
supposed to meet this guy here. I'm keeping an eye out for him. All right, well, I'm gonna come back and relay. I haven't seen anybody south at all, and to the north, the forest ends at a lake, the typical mountain lake.
All right. And I suppose we had a short rest while he was out there. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah,
Does
they've
anything
got
for us?
like a full hour for me to get all the way back.
So you guys have been resting, and then you finally come back, and you hear some flapping in the mist in the mountains, in the fog.
Flapping in the fog. I would hear this.
Yeah, you'd hear this when you came back. Is what you heard this.
And
Because it's echoing through the mountains.
okay, it's big enough that it echoes in the mountains.
Yes.
Okay, I am landing. Like, I am coming down fast for a landing.
All right.
If it's big enough to echo in the mountains, those wings are bigger than mine.
All right. So you get back, and you don't hear the flaps anymore. The party's kind of like you guys are probably just enjoying yourselves, just relaxing.
This is some good beef jerky. It's really
Yeah,
chilly.
well, I'm sure it is, but I just heard some wing beats that were much larger than my own right as I got back here, and I think we should take cover just inside the forest.
Sounds like a plan to me. You think whatever it was saw you?
I don't know. I have no idea how good their eyes could be. I mean, it is misty up there in the mountains, and it was an echo. But if something is big enough to make that kind of an echo in those mountains, I don't want to meet it face to face.
All right. Well, let's stop talking about it and do it. Let's go to the forest. And I guess stealth, maybe. Try to be as stealthy as possible. It's still hitting. Maybe we can wait like a couple of minutes and see if it dies down if we hear it, but we need to get on move on. If we stay around too long, things might just get worse for us.
So what are we gonna do about our meeting then?
That's what we're supposed to find, is the meeting place. That's what I mean.
Well,
So you guys are all ducking into the forest.
into the edge of the forest, yes.
All stealth.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you all to make stealth rolls. Rip Marco.
Marco with the 0. You believe you're stealthy as hell.
You're stealthy as hell while your pots and pans are clanging around,
Oh dear. Oh dear.
and you can just hear them echo through the mountains.
Oh.
How am
Boy.
I more stealthy than our rogue?
Not a rogue.
You're not a. What are you?
No, Eureka's a
I'm
rogue.
a-
Yurik's a rogue. No, I'm talking about Yurik.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I rolled
Okay.
higher than Yurik.
Yeah.
So you guys all hear this loud clanging while you guys are getting to the edge of the forest. And are you guys like all kind of like scouting out to the mountain range and like looking out?
I'm assuming
I'm
we're just
definitely
traveling
out.
along.
I would
We're
be.
just traveling along the edge of the forest, right?
Like in the forest, I believe.
I'm looking towards where I heard the echoes of the wing beats.
Okay, I'm from the mountains.
I'd just be trying to listen for anything listen and look for anything, as my typical ranger self would do.
So you wait about 10 minutes, and you're just waiting. Maybe something will happen, and you guys hear a voice behind you and say, "Hello."
Yeah.
Who do they
Nice.
see?
Behind you is a tall elf, pale skin. No, not pale skin. It's a lighter skin color. Got some big pointy ears, long black hair. Actually, has the green tinge to it. In this elegant robe. It's got bronze trim and a yellowish white cloth, kind of like a noble gown.
Don't you know you're not supposed to sneak up on people like that?
Well, I saw you guys here and just said hi.
Would you happen to be Norazian?
He kind of bows, but you notice that he puts his hand upwards and he bows, and then brings it back to his side.
Would I recognize that as some kind of elven custom since I'm a half elf?
And no, it's not.
Right.
Nothing that I would recognize as
Nope.
a wood elf. No.
We were told to meet you, Norazian. Us and our group here. Let's see.
Just
Told to meet
show
you-
him
we-
the invitation. That'll wrap it
In-
up quick.
Manners, Marco. Something you might do well to learn sometimes. It's a pleasure to meet you, Norazian. Here's the invitation. We were told to meet you at the edge of the mountains where the forest ends. Hand us over the invitation.
He takes the envelope gently and opens it up. It's like, oh, okay. Do you mind if I change my normal form? This is a uncomfortable form.
I don't mind at all. I step back a little bit and kind of motion to the rest of the group as well.
How
Just
far do you step back?
just- Probably about 15 feet.
By this
Alright.
time, I'm already sitting down, leaning against the trunk, nibbling on fruit.
So you guys all step back, or you guys go far enough?
I mean,
will
I'm probably
hop up
like
to a
10 feet
branch.
away because I didn't bother moving.
What was that, Christian?
I will hop up to a branch about 15 feet away as well.
Okay.
What
Kaisis,
are you
since
guys expecting? A dinosaur? And I'm eating some more fruit.
I just look around as everyone moves around and wonder what everyone's moving away for.
That's pretty much me too.
I'd be
I'm just gonna stay right where I'm at, just leaning against the trunk, eating fruit.
I'd be at a distance, but that's just naturally where I would be.
Alright. You see this elegant elf transform, and he grows and grows and grows and sprouts wings and claws and a tail and turns into a dragon.
Oh,
There is a
That was lot
scream followed by a
that's
laugh and
bigger
then
than I expected.
So remember when I motioned for everyone to move back? That's possibly why.
So you saw me flying.
I did.
What color is this dragon's scales?
It's got bronze with a green hint to it.
Bronze with a green tint.
It's got a fin type. I think it's a fin. Technically, it goes around its back. It's that. It goes all the way down to its tail. It's got slightly webbed feet.
So you said bronze?
Yeah.
An aquatic bronze dragon?
So, Galen's eyes sort of brighten up a little bit, and he steps forward just slightly, not too close to get too close to Narazian, but says in Draconic. And as he says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Narazian." As he says that, he says it in Draconic. All I hear is like, and the whole group never heard him speak Draconic before. But as he does it, half the side of Galen's face and arm and everything turns to the silverish blue scales all the way up and down. And in Draconic, it's a pleasure to meet you, Narazian.
He kind of looks at you, and he responds in Draconic. It says, but the others won't be able to understand this, so I guess we should keep speaking common.
Indeed. Formalities, though.
Claire is just bright-eyed, observing everything walking around the dragon, just in wonder.
Galen's side of the face turns back to normal, and just wanted to put that out there.
Well, since Galen is the most active with this dragon, do a history check for me.
History, all right.
Looking down at Galen, it's like, what'd you say to him?
It's a pleasure to meet them.
So with this, you looking at his scales and everything, you know this is to be a bronze dragon. You don't know what age, but it's a smaller one, so it has to be younger.
Right.
But you're not sure if it's a wormling, a young, or adult.
Good to know.
To you, it's just a big giant dragon that's bronze.
My curiosity is, would I know? Because dragons frequent the elemental plane of air.
Not particularly. Oh, you can try, but this one's mostly other places.
It's a history check?
Yep, history check.
Not my best suit. Oh, nope. I don't remember a darn thing.
What was it? Oh, there it goes.
It was gone.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wow.
Nope. Big object in front of you.
That's
So-
shiny.
In common, Galen speaks to Narazian. So with this invitation, what do you believe our next best course of action would be?
So, with this invitation, well, of course, the invitation to see me, and you do notice that this invitation, when he was talking to you, like changing forms, is just not on the ground. Because you can't really hold it in a claw.
Right.
But it is like kind of in front of him, and he's like, "Well, with this invitation," he kind of like points it with his claw, and then he's like, "And I'm guessing you got a invitation to go across the lake."
Yep.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna kind of wave the or who got the invitation? Was it me?
We
Because I
all-
was standing in front of him.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah, it was you.
Because that one we didn't forward. That one we only had one.
Yes, you only have one copy of that, but it has all your names on it.
I'm just gonna wave it in the air and then put it back in the backpack.
So, with this, you will be infiltrating the trade. As you can see, your letter is probably stamped with the trade.
Yep.
Indeed.
That is the trade to the slave trade. That has been an issue in our Thornside since the Crimson family has come into power.
Yes, we ran a little bit of that as well. We had to save some people.
Lucky for you, I am on the right side of this. Even though I
Lucky
don't
you.
like some of the things that they capture, and glad they put them in cages. But
So you're a double agent.
Yeah, fair enough. I've dedicated my work of supporting Anand for since I was a kid.
Quite a noble cause.
So, what, 150, 200 years ago?
Sir, I am not that old. I am 34.
It's impressive
makes
wingspan for that age. Impressive.
Yeah, he kind of like stretches his wings a little bit. It's like, yeah. But I mostly stay underneath the water.
So I'm just gonna kind of mutter into the air, not anybody in particular. While I'm kind of nibbling on fruit. You know, I heard dragon was a delicacy. And I take another big bite of my piece of fruit.
How loud do you say that?
They'd have had to probably been listening pretty good to hear it. It was just mutterings.
Galen
Dragons
raises
have really good hearing.
Galen raises up a finger and casts prestidigitation, and an icicle goes behind him, laser port focused, and smacks Marco right in the middle of the forehead.
You
Doesn't do it.
you're like 60 feet away, right? Or less than? Marco? Are you more than 60 feet away?
I would imagine I'm probably like 10 feet from the dragon, I would imagine, because I never moved when he returned to his normal form.
Okay.
I've just been leaning against the tree trunk the whole time.
Oh, yeah, he heard you.
Oh, he definitely heard you. And what are you eating?
Just a piece of fruit, an apple.
You all see his mouth light up, but you just see one little spark going towards Marco, and it hits his apple, and now it's a very burnt apple.
I'm just gonna like place one hand on my chest to do a quick bow and apologize. My bad.
And he says, that should take care of him. And you're like, anyway, I've been mostly spending my time underneath the water.
Do you live in that lake to the north?
A form of it. Part of my lair is in the water, and some of it is in the land.
So, looking at the Narazian, by any chance, you wouldn't happen to not be a pure red bronze dragon? You wouldn't happen to be a crossbreed, would you?
I'm 100% of my breed.
Huh. Okay. I just thought that bronze dragons were land dwellers. I didn't realize they were water dragons as well.
And in Draconic, he says to you, Galen, he's like, this guy's weird.
I would have to agree with you. Just go easy on him, please. We can do
From
another
someone
counter.
who lives or lived on a giant freaking dragon turtle city thing, don't you know these things?
I don't know every species under the sea.
I kind of whisper up to Narazian, if we want to do another sneak duel attack, let me know. I'll hit him with another icicle.
Not to mention, so kind of speaking to the group, you realize we had never had to deal with large predator type aquatic creatures, seeing as how they wouldn't come near a giant ancient dragon turtle while I was living in Lavaria. Predators just weren't a thing.
And Narazian steps in and says, now there are.
All right, so Narazian, what can we do? What should we...
Well,
do we need to...
What? Yes.
What should we do next? If we need to go across this river, do we need? Is there a ferry or something? Or this lake?
I'm gonna pipe in. Remember, our goal is to meet with Skitter first.
Right.
Oh, your goal would be to meet with Atcha. Actually, he will direct you to Skitter. But first, you have to figure out who your opponent is, or opponents.
Within the trade.
Within the trade. And that is where that letter comes into play.
So you say opponents. You want to expand on that? That sounds an awful lot like a trial.
It's not a trial per se. It's more like our
Fight that we
opponent.
must win to get in.
It's not winning on a battle level yet. We're not at war yet. Just the orcs are being a pain in the ass.
Well, I assure you, it's coming.
Oh, I know it's coming. It's terrible. Well, lucky you got someone who flies. He kind of just looks up at Yurik.
Indeed.
Who doesn't love flying?
I hope to one day. Kind of mutters under his breath.
Well, so if all isn't good, if you're ready to, you would be taking the boat that is on this side of the lake over to the other side. So you'll be going to Cottlestone Port and then taking it over to Cheekstone Harbor. And that is where you will meet Atcha. Now, recommended, don't piss him off.
Looks at Marco. Looks.
What?
You know what I'm looking at you for. Don't go slitting any orcs' throats or stepping on puppies, anything
Trying
like
to
that.
eat dragon.
Yes, trying to eat. Yes.
What? Could live without his tail for a short time. It'd grow back.
With that,
Oh. Sneak attack?
he directs. You see another kind of it's not this glow in his mouth anymore, but it's kind of like a breathes in deep.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, I knew it. Let's see, strength. There it is.
He's just gonna blow at him and knock him over.
Natural 20. Suck it.
You just feel this gust of air at you.
I think I just used up all my luck for the night.
I can just picture, like Ninja Turtle in a wind tunnel for that.
It basically.
Slapping.
All right. Point taken.
He says, anyway. So, you're going to take this letter, go across, meet Atcha. He should be at the tavern, if I remember correctly. He kind of just looks up and he's like, I think so? Yeah, he should be at the tavern. That's where I told him to meet you guys.
And what was that name one more time?
Atcha.
Atcha? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
I
I
had it
suppose.
first time.
Is there anything we should watch out for that you know of?
Don't piss off the orcs. They are not part of the army, I will let you know that.
Yes, we've had a run-in with them already. It's
The
No.
orc
Most went south.
The orcs from the army are from the south, and they are corrupted by the chaos gods. The ones that you are dealing with now are not those orcs. They are a different set of orcs. They go by the trade.
That handle with slavery.
And other various crime. Yeah.
So how are they different?
They don't murderously kill people for things.
They just take them and sell them.
Yeah, for profit. But it's not just the orcs. There's other races, I guess you throw in there.
So they still need to be dealt with.
I've even seen some dwarves sell people. There's some crazy people out there. He kind of like shakes his head.
I would have to agree. So don't piss anyone off. Don't blow our cover.
Yes, yes. And he kind of like takes a look at you. And he's like, I guess you guys look like some criminals. Except for he like looks at the bear. And he's like,
That only lasts 1 hour. He would have reverted by now.
oh, okay. So he looks at the guy who was a bear, or no, yeah.
Who's currently literally wandering around the dragon and pretty much hugging the scales.
You're hugging the scales.
I mean, I'm just waiting for Glare to start poking him with a stick.
And he
Why
kind of
I'm literally hugging the dragon.
you are hugging this dragon, and he's just kind of like ignoring you, but then he's like, then he's like looking.
You're just like hugging one claw.
And he's kind of like looking around, and now he's like looking around at you guys, like when he's like paying attention to you guys, and it's like, this one you need to stop hugging, or they're gonna think you're too soft.
Oh, trust me, Glare can protect himself. He just quite likes creatures, I suppose.
He has a large curiosity.
Exactly.
All right. I'll tell you something. If you tell me something, what can you tell me? All right, we'll say two things. A name, describe a ship that I have not seen before, and also a a good riddle or joke. Joke works too.
Well, I believe as far as ships go, that might be Marco. You've probably seen some odd vessels in your time out on the sea.
True.
Anything extraordinary that you've seen?
Let me kind of think. Why don't you guys start with the riddle or joke first?
I've got a joke for you.
No, okay. He's like
What?
super interested.
Why do dragons always know their own weight?
Oh no.
I don't know.
Because they have their own scales.
He's
Oh
like,
dear God.
oh, that's funny. I get it now.
All right, I have a riddle for you.
Okay.
What always runs but never walks, often murmurs but never talks, has a bed but never sleeps, an open mouth that never eats? I'll say it again for you. What always runs but never walks, often murmurs but never talks, has a bed that but never sleeps, an open mouth that never eats.
A river?
Indeed,
My
that is
turn.
it.
That's a good riddle.
Thank you.
My turn. My turn.
Okay.
It cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, cannot be smelt. It lies behind stars and under hills, and empty holes it fills. It comes first and follows after, ends life, kills laughter.
Marco? No, go ahead.
Well, he's not wrong, but I'm thinking darkness.
It is always good.
Oh, interesting. Anyone else?
So, in terms of a ship, there was one particular elven ship that visited Lavaria once. It was rather unique. So, it had the typical sleek elven fare to it. But when it came to traveling, embedded in each of the masts, it had a emerald about a foot across. Where they got these, I don't know. It was basically a flagship from I don't remember what country, but they would generate a mist that was probably about a mile across wherever it went. It was a rather unique little ship. Well, I say little, but it held a couple hundred crews. It was fairly large. They had a lot of good recipes too.
Interesting. I've never seen a ship like that. I've only mostly seen the orcs or the dwarven ships. Sometimes there's a trade ship once in a while in this lake, but
Have you ever seen an airship?
I have. There's only one that floats around this area.
There's an airship in this area?
Yeah, it hasn't really. Hasn't been. It's only been about like 2 years since I haven't seen it.
I've only seen those at the Dijin Castle.
Well, with your fine stories and your funny riddles and your jokes, I will be right back. And he swoops up through the trees. You guys wait about, maybe about 5-10 minutes.
Glare is staring up at the sky, having been knocked backwards from the sudden uptake, but he's still looking up there in wonder.
And you just see this dragon come back through the same little hole that he made going through the trees with a satchel. For this dragon, it's about probably a 2 claws worth. And he just drops it and then lands. And he says, "This is for you guys." And I counted it myself.
Counted?
Uh-oh.
Instantly hop down and start rifling in the bag. What's in the bag?
I should warn you, if you give the bag to him, nobody else is going to see what's in it.
He kind of like... Are you saying this out loud?
I did, yes.
Okay. He kind of like pulls it away from the bird. It's like,
I hang on to it, get dragged with the bag.
and he, well, since Glare was like hugging him, he kind of like pushes it towards Glare.
Oh no.
I'm still hanging on to this bag.
Oh no.
We'll probably never see it if you give it to Claire either. Just saying.
No, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that he's infatuated with the dragon. I'm saying this out loud.
Oh,
He's
dear.
infatuated with the dragon, and we have a bird trying to keep the dragon's gift away from him. How do you think he's going to respond to
No,
that?
I'm just trying to hang on to it.
I think someone misunderstands my intention. How often do you think we're going to be in close contact with something of this majesty?
Oh, I
Indeed.
get it.
And when he's pushing it towards Glare, he pushes this bag towards Glare, and he states, "There is 300 gold pieces for each one of you,
Oh,
Nice.
and there are 18 scales in a smaller bag from just my lair that kind of like shed it off for you guys."
Oh, dear. Oh, Narazian, thank
Dragon
you.
scale is worth more than the gold.
My scales aren't really worth much.
he's pretty young, so they're probably not at the durability of a proper dragon scale. They're a matured dragon scale. I correct myself.
Thank you. That is quite generous. Thank you, Narazian.
No problem. Good for some, fine folks ready to smash some crime.
Indeed. So we can add
Alright.
that to our stuff. You
So
said
that was
300
what?
gold?
Yep, 300 gold per person.
Okay,
Since
that-
he said it, I would actually divvy it out.
So we each get 300 gold? That's crazy. Okay.
Dragons are rich.
yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
I feel
even
rich
in the
now.
D&D
Are we going to be
universe,
able to carry this much gold? 300 gold is heavy.
Yes, it is.
it should update your weight automatically because I think we checkmarked that.
Yeah, it should.
Let's see.
Yeah, it added weight when I put it in.
I think it's a pound per. No, it's 50 gold per pound or something like that.
Yeah, it added like 6 pounds to my weight.
Oh, all right.
Wow, my wings are going to get so tired. It's great.
So, as far as the dragon scales go, I
Could
have no
possibly
need
sell
for them.
those. Well, we could possibly sell those or get them forged into maybe some armor for someone.
True.
I hate to say it, but he's probably got the best idea.
Indeed.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I can't make any cookware out of it, so I'm good.
Oh, they're so shiny. Can I keep one?
Of course. I mean, we don't have to split them up all, sell them all. I think we should hold on to at least those for now. They seem like a precious object we can use later on, maybe.
Heavier
So,
these
yes.
dragon scales.
All right. Yep. So there's 18 dragon scales in total.
How heavy are they, though?
Um. Um. Let me find it.
I would imagine they're probably somewhere between half a pound to a pound a piece.
I will do this. Roll me a d20.
Eureka's holding him, so we'll leave it up to him. I don't know if that's good or bad in this case.
All right. They will be a pound each then.
So 18 pounds of dragon scales.
Oh, this is gonna be heavy.
Hmm.
How about if I just hang on to one and let the big guy carry the rest?
That's fine by me.
All right, so I take one out and put it in my backpack and give the rest to the turtle.
I don't even know where to see what my maximum weight carry is at. I see how much I'm carrying, but I don't see what my
Oh,
max is.
click on weight carried.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It'll tell you both your carrying capacity
Yeah.
and how much you can pick up
Push.
if
Okay.
you're not moving while doing it.
Very nice.
Nice. So I can carry 150 pounds. And I'm at 92 right now.
Well, so if that is it, I will let you be on your way.
Narazian, I do have a question for you.
What is that?
And I asked this in Draconic. Have you ever been to the northern Telar Mountains?
He responds in a way that says, I know of a dragon that has been up there, but it has been since I was a wormling, since I've known that story.
Right. Well, it seems as I don't know who my mother is, and by this right here, and then the whole side of his body turns into silver dragon scales and stuff. I have kind of a feeling, and she should be probably about 10 years older than you,
10.
as far as I can tell. I'm kind of searching for her.
Well, if you're looking for a silver dragon,
Indeed.
that
That's
would
all I
be
really have. I have this pendant here, and I show the pendant that was around my neck. This amulet. And it broke. It saved mine and my father's life, basically.
You would want to
When I-
go to the highest peaks of the mountains, where it is freezing temperatures, which I will not go. I like my somewhat warm weather and water that's not frozen.
Fair, fair. I'm just curious. You're the first dragon I've come across that, well, at all, really. Besides, seeing them fly around my city or whatever, Shaw. But thank you. It's greatly appreciated.
No problem.
And if you do run into a young silver dragon, perhaps mention me. I don't know.
Or I could just get in contact with you. How
That
would?
would work as well.
And then he asks in common, does any of you have contact method?
I have pen and paper.
He kind of like puts his hand up, well, his claw. He puts his claw up to his head, on his forehead near his horns, and kind of like shakes his head.
I can do short range, but not long range, unfortunately.
Well, I will be in touch then.
Thank you very much, Narazian.
No
So,
problem.
turns to the group. Shall we be off?
To see the wizard? Oh, wait. Wrong story.
Who's
I
the
don't know if
wizard?
he's a wizard or not. Exactly. Who's the wizard? Did we run into him? What was his name? Volcus?
Oh, I love Orcus. It's always got this
So-
weird wizard feel to him.
So we're headed to Cottlestone Port to go to Cheekstone Port, correct?
You're going, yeah, Cottlestone Port, Cheekstone Harbor.
Okay.
Is that the lake to the north?
Yes.
Okay, I know where to go.
Let's go.
So you guys start walking, and he kind of just follows, but he transforms back into his elf form.
Might be a bit more stealthy that way.
And you can see him like with his elf. He kind of like pulls at his clothes. He's just like, I can never get used to this.
I could never get used to just being on the ground.
Don't you love flying? I love flying.
Flying is the best.
Gallon grumbles.
So you guys keep walking to the coast, and then you finally reached the water, and then you have to head. You take a right, and you travel, a couple miles down there. Kind of like takes you on like a curvish, away from the forest a little bit more, and you see in the distance a boat with large mast, and you see like a very small dock and like a small tents and stuff like that. And Narazian says, "This is the farthest I can go."
Well, again, thank you for all of your assistance.
I know.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you for the go.
And
Certainly.
if you ever need, I guess I'll see you in Anand later, after all this is over.
Indeed. I'll see what I can do about also getting hold of something to contact you.
If not, you can always ask one of the wizards or something like that, or someone to send a message in Anand. I'll be somewhere.
All right.
We can
And,
go glide.
and you notice that he goes into the water, and when he's going into the water, you see him change and swim off.
Turn to the group. Well, that was a bit unexpected.
Not unpleasant, though.
Not
I have
unpleasant
to
at all.
drag him.
Exactly. I am with you on this, Claire. I was quite excited.
I still say he would have been delicious.
So, are there shops and stuff around here? It's a port, it looks like.
I think we got to get there first.
Right. I mean, as we get closer, right, we would. It's like within view.
Yeah, so you guys get closer, and one moment. Ha! There we go. Let me fix the camera. All right. So, you see a small hut, a couple tents, everywhere.
Seems like the trade is well within power here.
Yep, it looks like from this point on, we're going to have to set our morals aside.
Morals aside, identities basically hidden, I suppose. Whatever names we put on those sheets.
So it's not really a city we're coming up to. It's just kind of a small encampment.
No, it's a port. It's literally a port. It's literally just made for, it's kind of like that, like, small ferry station. You come up to a dock, and, there's like a couple buildings or people that, like, kind of stay there.
More or less a checkpoint.
Yeah, and it just
Right.
takes you across the lake.
I guess I will proceed first, and as I walk over, I'll start pulling the 13 Snakes invitation out of my bag.
All right. So you guys, where are you guys walking up to?
I'm just gonna start heading for the dock.
The dock. Alright. I'm not gonna move all your pieces, but I just need to know what you guys are. So you start moving to the dock, and is everyone else following? Or...
I would.
Indeed. Indeed.
May as well.
Yes, I will follow.
Okay, so you guys all follow, and you guys you pass this tent, little campsite. You see little goblins, and you see piles of armor and some weapons. It looks very cheap, something that an orc would basically be using. They're making food since it is kind of lunchtime around this time. So you see their little campsite walking by, and you notice that they're not really phased by you. So you
Keep on walking.
you're gonna keep walking up to the dock. So when you reach the edge of the dock, two orcs confront you and say, "Papers."
I'll hand them the invitation with the 13 snake stamp on it.
They check this out, just read it over, and they kind of talk to each other, but in Orcish. They'll mumble something back and forth. You don't know Orcish, do you?
No.
Okay. You just hear this mumbling. Does anyone else know Orcish?
I don't think so.
Not I.
Alright, so you guys basically just hear this Orcish then, right? Unless, CJ, you said
I
think
do
so,
not.
or...
No.
Oh, wait, no. Okay. So you guys all just hear this Orcish mumbling, and then they come back to common and say, "Give me a moment." And one stays with you guys, and the other takes your piece of paper and goes onto the ship. And you notice that he kind of goes up to the helm to a person. And while that is happening, when they're talking, the other guard standing, or guard to stand with you guys, say, "So you guys are excited?"
Excited, you betcha.
He says, "That's the attitude I'm expecting." "Do you guys know what you're going to be buying?" Guy just looks around.
More along the lines of browsing.
Browsing?
We'll see if there's anything worth buying. I just
I
kind
need
of give an odd look.
Oh, come on. I need a new pet. I gotta find something good this time.
Seems like he wants to buy more than you do.
I am here to browse first.
They buy the good quality stuff. I've
We
had a
always
lot of
have
people
good
say
quality.
they have good quality. See if you back it up.
Always the best. So at this point, the other guard comes back and says, "The captain would like to see you."
Looks like we're going places.
You lead the way. I'm just gonna motion with one hand.
Now, show me to this captain of yours.
Alright, so they kind of just give the piece of paper back to, who was in line? Marco?
Me.
Yep,
Oh.
so he gives it back to you. And one guard stays at the edge of the dock, and the other walks forward and lets you all pass, and then the other one takes the tail end. And you guys all walk onto the ship. Up to the captain. And you notice the captain's not an orc. The captain's waits for you all to, like, huddle around. Says, "Ah, you are all here.
Yep.
Ah.
Indeed.
My scouting party has found, you guys in the forest."
I got stuff. And you know what's funny? I've got my stuff all like mounted to the wall and all my cables all nicely zip tied together. And my big feet still decide to kick the cable, kick something to knock it all out.
I need more desk space, is what I need. But yeah, let me we'll take a, like a, I guess, a 10-minute break or something like that, and I will set up the other 2 maps.
Okay.
So go to. Isn't that Liam?
Yeah, I'm not sure who. You know it's not Sam.
It's actually Matt Mercer.
Yeah, Matt would make sense as the DM.
Well, it's normally between Liam and Matt.
I think they're the most experienced out of all of them too, though, in D&D.
Yeah, but Matt has proved it on a game show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, it was that clip was hilarious. I posted it in one of the channels.
All right, are we all back and ready to get back into it?
I'm back and I'm ready.
Is it Back to the Future?
Eh?
Sorry,
Salvo?
kids, get off my lawn.
I hear CJ, I hear Christian.
I think everybody's back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Kaisis?
Maybe Kaisis isn't. I thought he was.
I am.
Okay.
Okay. And Darkwing's here. I can't hear him.
Yep.
Alright. Let's get back into this. So you guys, before break, decided to talk to talking to the captain, getting your letter signed. At this point, before he takes sail, he introduces himself and says, "I'm Taft Brownrigg. I am the captain of this vessel. And I guess I will be helping you gain passage to the other side."
What's his name again? So I can put it in the notes.
Taft Brownrigg.
Brown what?
There you go.
Haft?
Taft.
Nice.
So, just some curious questions, but how'd you, as a group, form to get into this line of work together?
Random chance.
Safety in numbers. This is not the most safe business.
You know how it is. Sometimes a couple of guys get hired to, do the same job, and sometimes they get along, sometimes they don't. Well, we just happen to have gotten along.
Okay, what kind of work are you in?
Well, what kind of work do you need?
Well, I'm saying, what kind of work do you guys do?
You could consider us more along the lines of mercenaries.
Mercenaries need to go to an auction?
I'm not a mercenary.
Even mercenaries have some personal fun they like to have.
Oh, I know what kind of fun you are looking for. Got plenty of that there. So, what do you call yourselves as a group?
Hmm.
Not sure we've actually come up with anything.
We
quite
don't
yet.
have a name because it's best not to be known.
Well, everyone has a type of group name to themselves. We're called the Trade.
Hmm.
I'm sure you'll meet some others.
Stepping out of the character role for a second here. I'm assuming this is important.
Could be.
I just said that to everybody in general.
So, what if we wanted to join the trade?
Bear arms.
Bear arms.
Your group name is Bear Arms.
Yes, we'll go with that.
It's interesting. I guess mercenary work with bear arms. Guess it kind of works. And he writes down in a notebook, in a book, leather bound, that he just takes out of his pocket. Writes down Bear Arms. And also, who's closest to him?
Only
Everyone
me
has a
being
right
I
to
was.
us.
Oh, what do you think, Isis?
Everyone has a right to us.
Oh,
Okay.
If
So,
they have enough
Wow.
coin.
That took a second, but I got it.
Wow, really? You guys are the Americans.
Yeah, my brain was catching up.
oh, I caught on as soon as you said it. I was like, oh, that's such a bad mercenary name.
I'm closest, Holland.
alright. So you can definitely. His notebook is like not obviously being secret about this, but he memorized all your names that were on the piece of paper and wrote them down next to that name of Bear Arms. And then puts his book away and back in his pocket.
We never wrote down our alternate names, did we?
No, I don't think we did.
I don't remember what they are.
Neither do we. We didn't write them down. I don't see them in there.
So we're gonna call you Bear Arms now. Anyway, you can stay above on the top here, or you can be on below. Just don't go into the cargo hold, because obviously you're not a slave.
Fair enough.
We will be, give us like about 10-15 minutes. We'll be set sail. So at this point, he kind of just does his own business, turns to like another work, and talks into workish to him, and kind of like lets you guys do whatever you need to on the ship. Who is looking around? Well, this is
I'm always looking around.
all right.
So, real quick before we keep going, do we want to make fake names and put them into the notepad so we have them? Because I'm sure
Yeah.
that question's going to come up again.
I got one. I wrote it in roll 20.
Wow. All right, let me put it into the notepad here.
If we're gonna go with the pun, we might as well go all in.
All right. While you guys get your names together, um,
If you have the notepad open, you can stick your name in next to your actual name.
so while you're looking around, this is pretty obvious. In the water, a little bit farther away from the boat, you see there are aquatic races chained at the hands and feet with the chain attached to them, and they are walking in a single file line into the water. And surrounding them are uh, giant, not giant, large fish, not fish, but like merfolk, giant or bigger than a merfolk person, with a trident, making sure they're going into the water in a single file line. And you just see them disappear underneath the water. Also, what you see is coming up on the docks is another row of people of different races. These are ones that can't go on to underneath the water. They are chained, feet and hands with a chain attached to them, and they're in single file line up the dock and then down into below.
Okay, so they're bringing new merchandise across.
Yep, amazing. And you also notice that a lot of these are like, some of them are dwarves, some of them are gnomes, but also there's like humans thrown in there. There's actually other orcs in there. Like, they're not picky about the race. It's all kinds.
We nudge one of the others.
Just
Hey, they're bringing new merchandise on board.
what's your point?
Take a look. These will be up for sale, right? These new ones, Captain?
I am not sure about that. You would have to talk to auctioneer about that.
Oh man. I was hoping to get a sneak peek in, you know what I mean?
It's all right. Look, you'll eventually find someone who will actually love you.
That's a different department, but I'm sure you can find someone.
Oh,
The feathers just lay flat.
so real quick, we're still missing Claire's fake name.
Is it C?
Can we name him Blind?
Oh, I should have saw that coming. All right, let me put it into the notes here. Okay, we got everybody's fake name in the notes.
Your sign? Wow.
Ursine. Yep.
Ursine,
Oh.
as in the
It was fitting.
species name for bears.
Oh. Okay.
That was slow in the uptake.
Okay, so my biology's a little old, okay? I haven't been in high school in, 30 years.
True.
Alright. So you guys got all your names worked out.
Yep.
With you guys loading, all the new merchandise has loaded up into the ship. They shut the hatch. You can hear it echo from below, and then the captain says, "Ready to set sail," and yells it, and you just see all the orcs and goblins that are on the ship run around, take hold of all the lines and get the sails down, and the ship starts taking off a little bit. So what are you guys going to do while this ship is sailing?
Just observe as we go, I suppose.
I'm
So
gonna
you
look
watch the
for. I'm gonna look for any crewmate that's on board, and I'm gonna ask if they have a galley.
He kind of like grumbles and like kind of points down below.
All right, I'm gonna go borrow your kitchen if you're okay with that. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the galley.
So, Captain,
Yes.
do they happen to have some flyers up on this auction?
We might have a few.
Oh, really? This is going to be a better day than I thought.
All right. And then he, in the middle of your conversation, says, "Hoist the colors." And you see a orc run with a flag and hoist the colors up.
I'm amazed Galen hasn't tried to hustle somebody in cards or something.
Give it time. Oh, he.
Galen is in character right now. He's
Yeah, that's
hiding-
true.
he's
That character wouldn't do that.
He's a stealthy rogue on the outskirts. He's full disguise right now. He just looks like a gruff assassin that's blending into the side.
Curiously, what do the colors look like
On the flag.
on the
Yeah,
flag? area?
describe the flag.
All right. It is a purple background with a silver oval in the middle.
Sorry, with the silver oval. What? Sorry.
In the middle.
In the middle.
And the oval is lobbed, like longer sides going vertical.
This wasn't a long journey, right? This is just across a lake, right?
It's a pretty large lake.
And
Okay.
Captain, when you said hoist the colors, I thought for sure you were going to whip out a pirate flag.
Nah, we don't have pirates here.
Yeah, but just think about it. It would have been fun.
Nah, not on this lake. There's nothing here. So about halfway through this lake. Yeah, this lake's pretty big. Maybe with my pile of quartz.
While we're sailing, I'm just working on cooking up a couple portions of venison meat.
All right. So you guys travel for about an hour, and you've in the middle of the lake. Whoever's on top, you notice that there is two ships coming in the opposite direction towards the ship, one on each side.
Another checkpoint, Captain?
This is just normal. And he kind of just waves up, and an orc holds up a blue flag, not like a banner, basically. And you notice that all the gun ports that were on those ships that were open, it's closed. And they just sail past. He continues on his way. You guys' boat keeps going. Another hour passes, and you finally reach dock on the other side. Bam! Captain calls all of you up to the top.
We're good to go then?
And waits for you all to get up to the top. near the helm. While this is happening, you see them offloading the merchandise.
I've been standing by the captain the whole time, trying to talk
Okay.
to him and everything. So
He kind of ignores you a little bit. Is everyone going up to meet the captain when he calls you?
I suppose.
I might lag behind a bit, being I was down in the galley.
Okay. So he waits until you all gather around, unless let's see, CJ or
Yeah, no,
Isis?
I obviously follow the group.
Okay. What about the lair?
Oh yeah, he would have been up there.
Okay. So you all kind of huddle around. He says, "Good luck out there. Don't piss off any other group. By the way, is this your first time at an auction?"
This one particularly, yes.
All right. There's some rules you should follow. 1, don't piss anyone off. 2, if you can't afford it, don't bid.
my experience, that's always been a good way to lose a hand or something.
You will lose your life and be thrown in as merchandise.
My rule in life: always cover your debts.
And do you guys have a cart of your own? I didn't see a cart with you rolled up or walked up at this point.
I
That's
don't.
what I've been reaching the conversation about this time.
Well,
No cart.
you guys want to get a cart if you're going to be buying anything. I think they sell some here, where you can just steal one.
That fall under not pissing anybody off.
And no one labels their carts anyway.
Fair enough.
There's only one cart you should not steal. And it's the one way over there. And he points to another ones that are on the screen. It's one far away, and it's huge. It's from that distance, it looks like a cage cart, kind of like similar to what you see, except for the back half is a cage and the front part is enclosed in wood. And it's all decorated nice and neat, and it's probably the size of about 4 carts put together.
So that's someone's mobile house. Don't bother it.
That is part of the Crimson family.
Oh yeah, we definitely don't want to piss them off.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll see them in there. But definitely don't piss them off. But anyway, you just need to see your paper again.
I'll pull it out of my bag.
Like,
And it.
he grabs the paper and he signs off again for. He writes down Cottlestone Port. No, Cheekstone Harbor, and then writes his name again. Signs it off, blows on it, and gives it back to you. Have a great day.
Plan on it.
We will, Captain. We will. Don't work too hard now.
All right.
So let's start heading off the ship.
Okay. So you head off the ship, and you come out to this little grassy, somewhat sandy area, palm trees, stuff like that. Not palm trees, but most of the things in the forest. I guess birch. Birch technically lives. Birch trees around, and some ferns, like charcoal trees. And there's a few small huts, similar to what you saw at the other port, except for there's a lot more of them. And then you see 4 major buildings. And one of the buildings is very large.
Alright, so as I come off the dock, I'm gonna make my way to the left there. On what's on screen would be my left. I guess making a right as I come off the ship.
Right, so you're making a... On screen it's a left. So towards the caged carts?
Towards the uncaged carts.
Uncaged carts, okay.
Okay, I'm making my way to the very end cart.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna pick up the tongue and walk down the street with it.
Do a strength check.
He chooses the one with the extra long tongue.
I did.
Somehow, this bird-like creature is
Birds are
able to
strong.
can pull this cart. It's slow, but you can pull it.
Motion to the turtle. Come on, come on.
I'm gonna just look at him and say, why would you want the one that requires 4 creatures to pull instead of 2?
So we can bring back more stuff.
Ah, all right. I'll hop into the yoke next to him.
Okay. What is everyone else doing?
Standing back in the shadows, watching this happen. To see what happens.
In Finland? Glare?
Oops, I had my headset
we
muted.
stick with the majority of the rest of the people, but I'm not expressly going to be doing anything out of the ordinary in such an unfamiliar place.
Alright, so you kind of like just chilling with Galen in the back.
But
Sounds
I'm just
like-
acting like it's my cart and I have every right to it.
Okay.
I'm staying in the back with Galen as well.
Okay. So, Eureka and Marco are pulling this cart. And are you guys gonna go into the town or
A distance back,
into this
kind
back?
of just
I'll
walking,
be stealthily
not-
following them.
associated with. We look like a separate group.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you guys
Yes, we're going into town.
Okay, so you are dragging the cart into town. You see there's the 4 main buildings, and on the outskirts there are those little huts. The 4 no buildings, 3 of them are about the same size. They are made out of wood, a cottage-like exterior, except for the roofs are made out of like this fur thatch type material. Except for the very large building that is totally made out of stone. And
Okay,
then,
I think we should park next to the stone building and then put a nice sign on our cart that says "Do not touch." Actually, just make it say "Don't move, please."
So you want to basically advertise, please steal our cart. Think
You
about what
don't
kind
know
of town you're in.
Oh, who is the professional here?
So, in a town of criminals, you want to put a sign that says "Don't touch."
Exactly.
You do what you want. I'm just gonna turn and keep walking.
Okay.
And
Where
then
you guys walk to?
at the bottom of the sign, I'm gonna draw a little image of the flag.
Oh,
Okay. With what paint or
My
substance?
forgery kit.
Okay. The flag's pretty easy to make. It's only two things. So.
Yeah.
So you put that sign up next to the cart. You park the cart next to the building. What's the rest of you doing?
Slowly walking up to the building, I imagine,
Mhm.
as it looks like a separate group that walked up with them, or walked up to them.
All right. Outside the door is two guards. One is a hill giant, big sized creature, and the other one is just normal orc.
so I'm gonna walk up to the orc and ask if he knows where the tavern is.
He kind of just points backward with his thumb through that door.
I'm assuming the door they're standing in front of.
Well, they're next to him, like the other side.
I'm just gonna walk right past and go to the door.
All right.
I'll follow him in.
All right. Is the rest of the party following you?
We're a little bit behind them if they actually make it through. Yes.
Yeah, they just go straight through. There's no
Yes.
issue.
Yeah. I'd follow in.
So the rest of you follow in a little bit later. So the tavern is laid out that there is a wraparound bar, and there are stools and tables against the walls, kind of like booths against the walls, and there are tables out and open.
Let's get a table against the wall, like one of those booths. That way the others can come in and join us.
How about we locate Atcha first and see what they're actually doing?
So in this tavern, you got all those chairs and everything. You notice that majority of these tables are taken by groups. Some are cloaked figures, thin, some are bigger and bulky cloaks, but they seem to all somehow have like cloak or ruggish feel to them. And you notice that every table kind of has their own. It's like race. With you see one guy in the middle, and then two people on each other side. And that's kind of like how each table is kind of laid out. And there's all different races. There's orcs. There's a couple fiends in there. There's some hobgoblins in the corner, stuff like that. So a lot of these tables are filled up.
This looks like it's a group of very powerful people just waiting for the auction to start.
I'm gonna walk up to the bar and lean against it, waiting for the one of the barkeeps to come up to me.
A drow elf comes up to you, very grayish skin, comes up to you at the other side of the bar and says, "How can I help you?"
Take a tankard of ale and some information.
All right, and he kind of like goes behind him. It's kind of like one of those like wraparound bars that have like the spouts behind them, the
Yeah.
traps. Kind of like pours one, hands it to you. Says, "What kind of information are you looking for?"
Looking for a regular. Goes by the name Atcha.
Well, he would be in the corner. Can't miss him.
All right, thank you. And I'm gonna take my tankard of ale and start working my way over there.
He did point at the guy, right?
He kind of just like nodded over. And in the direction that he pointed, there's like a lot of tables that are filled.
Which one's in the corner?
You see these cloaked figures that have a slight glow to them. That's in the corner.
All right. And is there anybody by themselves in that area?
No. And then there's other tables around. Like there's some Tritons, some. I can't think of them.
I'm assuming is that there's only one actual corner table, right?
There is that like corner booth that's bigger. And
Okay, yeah, that's where I'm headed.
there's a couple of dragonborns, half orcs, tieflings, Lyonin, Ganazi, Goliath. Okay, you got the gist.
Yep. When I get to the table, I'm just gonna ask, looking for an Atcha, looking to have a conversation.
You notice that the guy in the middle never lifts his head, but the three guards that are surrounding him, like kind of like sitting next to him, kind of look up, and in like a serpentine kind of like accent, they say, "Who sent you?"
Mutual friend, kind of goes by Nora.
Nora.
I shortened Norazian in case I'm not supposed to say the whole name. I don't want to just say somebody's name. It should, because Norazian is the one that told Asha we were coming, correct? If I remember right, what he said.
Technically, it was Vorkis and Norazian.
Hold
We're an acquaintance of Vorkis.
Because when we were talking with Norazian, you said that he told Asha we're coming.
Yeah, and Vorkis has also told him. So
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to go and hand out a bunch of names. In case there's people that shouldn't hear them.
the guards kind of like talk in a different tone. Let me find the exact language.
And then I'm going to kind of do a brief bow as well while they're discussing Mind My Manners. My name is Carbo.
Does anyone know Ignan?
Nope.
No, what?
Not
Ignan?
I.
No.
Nope.
So, in this language that you have no idea about, they're speaking. And the guy in the middle lifts his head and puts his hood, his cloak hood back. And now you notice that the head is glowing orange. And it is this kind of like reptile, smooth face. And in his a normal common, in common, but with that
The hiss.
the hissing kind of like noise. So, they sent you here.
Yep.
Well, I'm at you. If you want to bring the rest of your party over, we can have a discussion.
I'm gonna turn my head and take a look to see if they've entered the establishment and I can see them or not.
Gallon's been watching the whole time. Kind of meets eye contact with Marco, nods.
I'm just gonna wave with my tankard for them to join us.
Gets up and joins.
Alright.
I follow. Yeah, as I said, I'm following the majority of the group.
Alright, so you guys all like kind of like sit down. Are you standing?
I'll probably stand because I take up a ton of room when I sit.
Alright.
Standing,
At
leaning
this
against
point,
the
I'll
wall
stand.
with one leg up against the wall as well, like in a behind it.
Within like kind of earshot, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, Acha starts talking and says, Alright. Have you ever been to an auction before?
Me personally, no.
I have.
Have you been to a trade auction? Like that from this company?
Not from this company, but I've been on the wrong side of the auction.
Alright. So you kind of know what these go. Now, to explain this, this is one of the biggest in this continent. So, lots of guards. You do something stupid, no one will ever care if you're gone or not.
Fair enough.
So what kind of work do you do now?
You'd say we're handymen, taking care of problems that need to be resolved.
Okay. Kind of puts the two together and says mercenary. Okay. Typical newbies. Well, I am in the industry of construction of underground towns. We use the people we buy to build the towns and mine out the areas. And as trade for them doing all this work, we build a section of the town and let them live there in freedom. And you notice that the guards get up and kind of they don't face you guys, but they face outwards, like I guess the back of you, Marco, or and whoever else is sitting, kind of like covering the tables, like no one else really hears.
Yeah.
He says, "All right, so with this in mind, there's a lot of people that are not against this. I am a person who more like spends my money well and buys for the good. There's a lot of others who do this. But I've heard that you are already going to go to Skitter, but you just need to get some information here first. So what I would recommend doing is staying for the auction. Get to know your audience, for say. And then go report to Skitter.
Okay.
Now, have you registered yet for the auction? Which is, and he kind of like uh, looks around. He's like, it's probably about in an hour looking at the sign of the tavern.
We just literally got into town.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we literally just got off the boat.
And in the serpentine tongue again, a man, he tells those workers, he says, do you have that invitation that you got?
You said it was to his workers that he was saying it, right?
To who?
You said he said it to his workers?
To his guards.
Okay.
And then he gets the invitation. He says, you have one of these? And he says it in common back to you guys.
Yep. I'm assuming it looks just like the one that we have with the 13 snake seal.
Yeah, I have different names and that. And he says, can I see it?
Alright. Pull it out, hand it to him.
He hands it to his guard, and in the tongue, he says something. And he walks off with the letter to a guy at a table. A dwarf at a table. It's only like a couple tables over. He's
Hey.
older, gray short beard, with like stamps and like basically like a writer's kit.
I take it you sent him to register us.
I have. Since you are newbies, they would question you before they even sign the paper. But since I've been here a couple times, well, not a couple times, a lot of times, they already know me. They won't even look twice on the paper to know the names.
Convenient.
But I guess I will see you in an hour, unless you want to stay here and talk more.
Probably familiarize ourselves with the town.
Oh, the town's really small, by the way. This is the main part. Giant building here, of course, you can see tons of tables. Counting the tables, he's been here many times. There's about 50 tables in this little bar. He said the building across the street is the inn where people can stay, and another building is the storage facility. And then there's a general store that I don't think the last time I was in there sold anything good.
And the auction is going to be here.
The auction. The auction is through the forest, maybe, go a little bit, and you'll reach a cave.
I really don't like those.
Cave entrance will be nice, big, and wide. It could fit a dragon. You can even fit your cart. And you walk in, pick a nice standing spot, and wait for the auction to start.
So if we're going to bring our cart there, we should get a move on then.
Well, you don't bring your cart in per se, you more like leave it outside. But if you do plan to buy anything, make sure you tell the gatekeeper there that you're going to be buying a lot, and they will open up a cell for you just to throw everyone in there. And then you can collect at the end.
Well, what do you guys want to do? I mean, we got an hour.
We'll start working our way out there. It'll probably take a while.
You said there were stores here.
In the general store.
Maybe we should go by there to try to restock.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'll go.
I leave.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever, so I follow.
All right. Well, have a nice day, sir.
You gotta put this hood back on.
We'll see you at the auction. Or not.
And while you guys are walking past, the guard that was protecting Atcha hands you your paper back. But he kind of like, whoever he sees first, he smacks it because you're just. And then let's go.
I don't know who took off first.
Galen did, actually.
Yeah.
Alan did.
So you
Going full
just
character being.
this
Hey!
orange reptile hand reaches out and just smacks you with a piece of paper on your chest.
Kind of looks up at it. Averts the gaze again. Continues out the front door. Of course,
I'm gonna-
taking the paper. Of
Okay,
course. You know.
I'm gonna down the rest of my tankard and then just slam it down on the bar as I go past.
I'm just gonna follow them out slowly, shaking my head back and forth.
Okay.
Once
So you got
once we're outside, I'm gonna look at Galen and say, "You sure you want to be the one to hang on to that? You tend to like to stick to the shadows versus being the one up front in the middle."
Van hands the paper to you.
I'm gonna throw it back in the backpack. Anybody else wants it, they can have it. Whoever has it though won't be able to stick to the back of the group.
I say we go to this general store and purposely fill up on anything we might need, like potions.
Agreed.
Fine. Maybe we could get some shackles or something. We may be able to buy a few and release them later.
I'm pretty sure they come with that particular accessory.
Not always. There's a reason some of these carts have cages.
all right. So you guys are gonna find the general store.
Indeed.
That's where we're headed.
Store we go.
All right. So you walk into the general store, and you find a sort of humanoid creature behind the desk there.
Humanoid, so not human.
Yeah. He's got like he does have like a beastal kind of feature to him.
The goat, the wolf, the dog.
He's kind of like this got like this kind of like this Wolverine kind of beard going on.
Galen walks up. Hello. We are looking for potions of sort. Healing. You have them?
I can see what I got. Kind of scrummages through.
Just say scrummages.
Yes. I am. My nose is stuffy. I can't say words. Ah, I got some. What are you looking for?
Anybody low on potions?
Oh,
How many do I
that's a good
have?
question.
Haven't used one yet.
I got 2 at the moment.
Currently have 2 as well.
I have 3.
I have 2. Because we got a bunch that at that one where they were putting them out the window or whatever.
So, do you have any food supplies?
I thought you wanted potions.
That was him, the skinny guy.
He doesn't actually look that skinny.
No, he's got a cloak on, so he kind of looks a little bigger.
Think about who said it.
Fair.
The 3-foot wide turtle.
Compared to me, you're all skinny.
He looks around. Maybe some spice.
Yeah, I could use a little bit of that to top off my supplies, the spices.
How much does? What type of potions do you have?
Yeah, let's see here. I got the normal one. I got the next step up. I got the next step up from that.
How much is normal?
Yeah, 150 gold.
Seems a bit on the pricey side.
Do you want it or not?
Think I'll hold on to my gold for now.
Alright. Definitely good.
Does anyone else need arrows or anything while we're here?
Nope.
So, the spices. He rummages through it. There's like box of just random jars. A lot of them are empty, except for a few. Because, he puts 3 in front of you, and these look like cooking spices.
I'm going to take them and smell them and attempt to identify them. I take cooking seriously, so I'm not just going to throw random stuff that I don't know what it is.
So one jar is called halfway full of cardamom.
Okay.
Another has cloves, and another has a powder which is cumin.
Okay. I'll take about a portion of each.
How much? Portion?
That's the best thing I can think of because they're basically all going to be measured differently.
How about an ounce of each?
Yeah, you can do it that way. I'm basically just refilling my spice pouch.
An ounce. That'll mean 3 gold pieces.
Woo.
Spices are always expensive, though.
Oh, I know. It's worth it. Alright, we'll take that and gold. Alright, I got what I need.
Are you a purveyor of fine trade goods?
Yeah, it depends what it is.
I happen to have in my possession silk cloth of the finest quality. Also rolled up some paintings and possibly a dagger gilded with gold.
And dagger I have no need for. Paintings, no one buys paintings here. The silk. Let's look at that.
I have 2 bolts of finest quality silk. Pull them out of my pack. place on table, on counter.
He kind of like looks at it.
On top of that, also 15 pounds of fine leather, finest quality. On other side.
Did I tell you how many pounds of silk it was?
You just said 2 bolts.
2 bolts. All right.
And then there's 15 pounds of leather, of fine leather.
Silk is very, very light.
For the silk and do 175 gold.
175. Sounds reasonable. What about the fine leather?
You said how many pounds was it?
15 pounds of fine leather.
Kind of looks at it. 25 gold.
25 for fine leather? Let's see. What about 30? Which is fine
look.
quality.
Make a persuasion check.
Looking for persuasion. Oof.
That's not good persuasion.
25.
I suppose 25 will do. So 175 for silk, 25 for leather, 200 total.
Agreed. He kind of puts his hand out, and his hand is basically a claw with long fingernails, kind of like a wolf, but in a human form.
Pleasure doing business with you. Exchange. Grabs the.
Yeah, there you go. He puts let's see here. Puts 8 bags on the table, on the desk or counter, and grabs the bowl of silk and the leather, puts it behind the counter.
He did give me the gold though, right? Like,
Yeah,
was
there's
the
8
exchange.
bags there, and each bag has 25 gold pieces in it.
I see. I place them in my satchel for now.
Anything else?
My business is done. Pleasure again.
Kind of looks in the back. It's it. Finland and Blair.
Yeah, I don't need anything. I'm all set.
I just shake my head. I'm good.
Ask Yuri.
I didn't need anything. I just wanted to see what you got.
Ah, okay. I guess our business is over with.
Have a good day. Just walks out.
I'm just gonna turn and leave with my spice.
I'd leave too.
Take one last look and then be like, all right, see you another day. And walk out the door.
Okay. So you guys are back outside. You guys probably wasted about 45 minutes.
Yep.
Like probably in the store and talking to Aksha.
I'd say it's about time to mosey on.
Galen, in his rogue garb and everything, he looks kind of over at Yurik and goes, "Not all that glitters is gold," and tosses one of the pouches up, catches it, and puts it in his and winks and put it in his pack.
Wait, what did you sell him?
That's it. That's all he says.
So,
So
was that
what
an
I'm
enemy?
hearing is we need to run.
No need to run.
Sorry, I just had someone ask me a question regarding an upcoming project if something was aimed at me.
Nope.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Alright, with that you guys are walking towards the
To the auction.
auction. Alright, give me a moment at the move campus. Talk among yourselves.
Oh, really? What'd you sell him? Call it professional curiosity.
Well, needless to say, sometimes the things that you might not think are valuable might be, and the things you think are not.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
I am enjoying this. No, I'm not going to tell you. My advice, my friend, is don't just look for shiny. Sometimes things you might not think are valuable are. And those things that might not be can turn into shiny.
Wait, you can make shiny?
Oh, I can make shiny.
We are going to have a long friendship.
Da.
Alright. You guys walk through the forest as Aksha told you. There's a pretty defined path that's been well walked and cut, so the shrubbery doesn't really bother you. Of course, there's other people walking in that direction.
No Frenchmen, right?
No. I see where you're going there.
Just gotta check. Gotta be sure.
And are you bringing the cart with you, by the way?
Well, we have to bring the cart. How are we going to carry everything?
Okay. So you are lugging this cart with you through the dirt. And you reach the opening of the cavern. Outside of this cavern is a bunch of cage carts parked. Some cage carts are not. Some of them are carts that kind of like you live in, like a little mobile home kind of thing. You see a lot of the horses and stuff like that. They're tied, and you see like one guard standing by the cart. There's a. They're kind of like lined up in like a parallel format along the sides. And the opening is a dwarf in the front, just checking papers, with two hill giants on each side of him.
So I'm going to go over and park our cart in the line.
All right. Are you leaving anyone with it?
leaving anyone with it? How close are we, is that guard that's watching the other cart?
Like looking down the road, you can pretty much see almost every cart.
So I'm gonna, walk up to that guard and fish out a gold piece and just casually say, "So, how willing are you to watch my cart too?"
Like the one next to the cart that you parked next to.
Yeah.
Kind of like takes the gold and nods.
Thank you. A nod and walk inside. Well, walk back over to the others, I guess, since we're stopped at the entrance.
Yeah, so you guys will walk back inside. We'll walk back to the entrance. So you guys are all huddled together at the entrance now?
Indeed.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys come up to the guy who's checking papers, and he kind of like looks up and says, "Papers, please."
To the front of the group and reveal the paperwork that shows our registration.
And he kind of just calls your names. Says, Carvo?
Yep.
Tormentari?
Yep.
Your sign.
No.
Gustav.
Present.
Glock Enspiel? Glock?
What's wrong with Glock?
Oh, your Glock. Alright. That's alright. It seems like everything's in order. And he takes a stamp and stamps another stamp onto your paper with 1,000 other signatures, folds it back up and gives it back to you and says, "Have fun."
I tuck it away and just nod as I head past.
Oh, I plan to. And in we go.
In you go. Let me grab your miniatures from other map. There we go.
Casts Chaos Bolt. No, I'm just kidding.
Where's that fireball spell of yours?
Walking through the door, you find a deformed creature. Looks like kind of like a giant of some sort. At the front door, when you walk right in, you know there's a two-headed large creature at the first set of cages. There's another one that's Cyclops. Next one, there's another two-headed creature. This is a very large. I can't fit everything on one map, but basically, the cages. Looking at the picture, the cages on your left go far, very very far. If you look by them, there's probably about 1,000 cages in total, with a couple thousand people items, people you can yourself. Some big, some small, whatever it is. And then you come up to, on your right is where those two tables are. There is a very small goblin that has a book, and there is a giant behind him for guard. And then you see the giant sea of people with the blob. Basically the blob. You see there is all the buyers. So where are you standing?
All right, so I'm guessing the goblin and the table array and all that. That's going to be where the slaves are going to be paraded around for show.
On the
Bottom left
table.
of the screen.
Yeah, with the cage on top. Yep.
Okay, I'd like to be off to the side where I can actually see that. Maybe close to the guards guarding the cage rows. Those big giants look like guards for the cages.
So which cage are you looking at?
Okay, there's a winged figure looking towards one of the giants.
You?
Okay, that's me.
The one in front of the first one. So there's a purple.
Okay, so I'm the first one in the cave. That's us in a line right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right where you're pointing.
Yeah,
The
that's
camera's
you guys.
farther away than it looks.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it is.
it's hard to tell.
I can zoom it in if you want me to.
No, it's fine. Now that I know what's us and what's them, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm just gonna, scoot a little to the left there, and bunch up with the other guys. Keep my wings folded in nice.
Alright, so you're gonna just join the group off to the side there.
Right.
Okay.
That way we can, see what's coming up and.
Yeah, let me see if I can get the camera closer in that area.
That's pretty good right there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
If we can group up where we can just see the cage and whatnot and get a good view of the action.
Alright,
But
so
we brought the elk in here instead of leaving them by the cart.
well, you had elk with you, and I was like, you haven't gotten rid of it yet. So.
The elk has been following along us the whole time.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
So I just bunched you up right there. So technically in the back of you, there is the Atcha that you met before with his 3 guards.
That would be the 3 or the 4 red guys right
Yeah.
there. Like right next to us.
Pretty much. And you notice that you kind of make them out on the screen, but there are kind of groups. There's lion, there's these creatures that have these spears.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the spiders on the far end.
Those are Driders.
Yeah, I'm not going near those.
So you could definitely see the bigger ones are in the back. They kind of organize themselves in kind of organized fashion. The short ones are closer to the front that you notice.
So we actually stood at just about the right spot.
Yeah. So the guy that is the guard that is next to you, kind of just looking around with the 2 heads, and you can't even see the auctioneer guy. All right, so you see this this little robot creature construct that has one eye. And he, in a very loud voice, says, "Starting in 5 minutes."
Guess we're sitting around for 5 minutes.
And Atcha kind of like talking to the guy next to him, chatting a little bit. Then notices that you guys are in front of him. He kind of like puts his hand up a little bit when the person he's talking to and says, "I'm glad you guys made it."
Should be interesting.
Thought for sure I'd never be on
Anything
one of
for
these again.
sale?
So to look you know a little bit about the group here, guys. To your be your left, because you guys are facing the stage. They're on a different area. They're little buggers. Get it, buggers. You don't want to mess with them, but they're in some serious business. Only take strong people, we'll say. The guys behind them that I was talking to, they're experimental. Then you got the guy next to him who's, those bandit types, try to recruit more. Kind of like your kind of work, but to use slaves instead.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that kind of group.
And then you guys, he like points a little bit towards down and see these creatures that are blue and weirdly shaped, but look like they're fat. They say, those are the wealthy ones. They own lots of realty. Sell lots of houses, and the houses are only built by slaves. Guy next to him, he's from a different continent. Don't worry about him. And then you got the gnolls at the end. They're just gnolls. That's just my row. But if you spot anyone that you're interested in, just let me know. I'll tell you a little about them. Then he kind of just steps back a little bit.
Guess we wait the 5 minutes.
Yep. So Asher kind of like spent that 5 minutes and the construction on the table there says, "Alrighty then, we are starting, and we are gonna start with this fine specimen." And they bring up a where's my notes? They bring up an imp, small imp, tiny. Says, "All right, I'm gonna start the bid with well, let's go with 50 gold." Do I hear 50? Do I hear 50? And start seeing people like kind of raise their hand or claw, whatever they have, or their sword, staff, and the bid keeps rising and rising. And he knows that this bid doesn't end until it reaches about 200. 200 going once, 200 going twice. Sold! And they bring down the imp, and he knows that the guys kind of like get their book out and write in it. and then they keep doing this. They do gnomes, they do dwarves. There's some that are older, some are younger, some are stockier, like built like they are like a soldier of some sort. They go through all kinds of races. Couple changeling. There's a turtle there, here and there. A couple tieflings. Taxibes, tritons. A lot of kobolds in this area. Couple bugbears. Only two Azamaras. A couple Ganazi. Couple Goliaths. A couple humans, here thrown in there, and there. Some orcs, so they kind of are not really picky, and then they start going into the beasts, and they start bringing up like a lion, and they start auctioning off that. Is there any? Are you guys gonna be bidding on any of them?
Say that again.
Are you guys gonna be bidding on any of them?
Hmm.
Just so I know where to stop cutting short.
I've been thinking about that, and I haven't really. I wasn't sure.
Are there any like wyvern type creatures or anything?
There's like pseudo dragons.
Pseudo dragons? What do they look like? Like what?
They're like tiny dragons.
Tiny dragons. They're not actual dragons. They're pseudo dragons.
They're like pet dragons, right?
Pet dragons.
Pretty much.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hey,
Okay.
it's your money.
Okay. What colors are like? What are they? How many are there? What do they look like? Like.
So it is a pseudo dragon that they're they're tiny, like they're the size of like a cat, basically,
Perfect.
or a small dog, and they come in some different colors, but most of them are coming in red brown scales. They have horns, a maw filled with sharp teeth. It resembles a tiny red dragon.
Tiny red
Here.
dragon.
In the DnD chat. There.
And there's only one that looks like a red dragon.
There's a couple. They come in different colors, but majority of them are red.
Okay.
It's kind of like the rarer ones are different colors.
It works with you really well. They have limited telepathy as well.
Hell. Oh, that's awesome.
I put the link in
Yeah, I'm
D&D
looking at
chat.
it. Okay. So they look intelligent, from what I can tell.
Well, to them, it just looks like a cat.
Okay. So, but the traders don't really know.
They don't really care about them. Because
Okay.
they're so easy to find.
Are there any with metallic colors?
Roll me a d20.
A D20. Okay. Let's see. Wait. I gotta find my daggum window. Hold on. Where'd it go? There we go. Okay. Slash D20. Well,
Not that you've really paid attention to. Most of them are the red.
the red.
That
Okay.
when you were actually paying attention to the auctions, because they do get very boring, and you've probably been here for a couple hours already. So
Yeah.
I imagine you guys got bored.
Yeah.
So
So they're mostly red then.
Mostly red.
Mostly red. Well, I would like to bid on one of them.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty common for mages to seek as familiars.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to bid on one?
Mm-hmm.
That means I need to get dice out.
Hmm.
Okay, we're gonna make multiple rolls of percentage dice.
Okay.
All right, I need to roll your first percentage dice.
How do I do that in roll 20?
D100.
So, oh,
yeah,
okay.
D100. Yeah.
So / roll D100.
Okay. But that's actually pretty lucky. That's the same number I rolled.
What?
So the first bid for this is starts with 50 gold. Now I need you to roll another D100. All right, only goes. Oh, that's because I was using the dice. So it goes up to 56 gold.
Another one?
So are you gonna rebid for 56 gold?
Yes.
Okay. Roll another percentage die. Okay. Goes up by. Goes to 62 gold.
Okay.
Still gonna bid?
Yep.
All right. Another percentage die.
Oof.
All right. What did I say? 62, right?
I believe so, yes.
All right. It is now up to 89 gold.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do it again. Yep.
All right. So now, with that, there are. Okay, 5 people bidding on this. I need you to make 3 percentage dice rolls.
Okay. So that one.
Okay.
So just back to back.
Yep, back to back.
Oh, whoops.
One more.
The worst part is you don't know if you're rolling good or bad.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right. Let me do some maths. All right. Final bid would be 171 gold.
Hmm. And I assume we're only just doing this on this one, right?
Yes, this is just one.
This is just the one. Okay. Okay.
So,
Hmm.
bidding on this back and forth with people, you realize that some people actually know what these dragons do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a dumb, I want it. It's
Right.
they have
Right.
a reason.
Yeah. I'll roll. I'll keep rolling. So, do I need more? Like, how many more dice? What do I need to do?
Roll a d20 for me.
A D20. Okay.
He did say the final price.
Oh, yeah. It was like 170 or something like that.
Yep,
Wasn't it?
171.
It's not terrible.
All right, they're good. Yeah, you are the winner of this pseudo dragon for 171 gold.
Woo!
That's actually
Alright.
really cheap for one.
So, is there anything coming through the auction that is along the lines of a beast or a fox, pixie, or sprite, anything along those lines?
For fey creatures, they're a little bit more rare in this area.
Not just Fae, but wolf or fox as well. Just
Wolf or
normal
fox, no, they're easy to find. Wolves tend to be a little bit more pricey, but fox, they're easy to get.
Are there any of my species?
None of yours. You notice that's the only species I haven't said. But, do a history check for me. Okay, so that, from your past, you've been through this already, that your species only happens at one auction, and that is on a island in the middle of the ocean. That's how you got your experience.
Yeah, needless to say, I did not appreciate being sold.
So I'll be waiting for a fox to show up on the sale.
Alright, so let me write down his number. Alright, so a fox. Alright, we're gonna do this faster by roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Alright. Roll a percentage die 7 times.
Have to think.
Alright, so we got. We do some rolling. Final bid leaves it at 69 gold.
What can you tell me about it, like color and that?
It's got a orange brownish burnt color of fur with a white belly. Its ears are black. Whiskers are pretty long. It doesn't look like it was starved. It looks pretty healthy and kind of fat. And youngish.
Go ahead.
All right, roll d20 for me.
Whoops. Okay. Not terrible.
All right, you get it for that price.
You say it was 69?
Yep, 69 gold pieces. Anyone else?
Nope.
Am I missing something again?
Me say something? Are you looking for any
Wait.
particular auction?
Did
First.
you not hear any of that, Isis?
What was that, Doug?
Did you not hear any of that?
Now, to be honest, I heard there was a lot of rolling about someone's particular dice roll. I'm still kind of working on an incident that's happening in our project at the moment.
Galen bought a red pseudo dragon, and I bought a orangish brown fox.
Are there any creatures from the elemental plane of there?
Elemental. There's like Ganazi, like air Ganazi. But like elemental, like air elementals like that? Not really.
No, not an actual elemental. Those are sentient.
And no, I'm not looking for anything.
Okay. Like a Ginny or a Calato, or something like that.
I was thinking more like maybe an arrowhawk or. An arrowhawk is like a four-winged bird that can shoot lightning.
Yeah. Trying to find its stats. Apparently, it doesn't.
I think
It
that's a
might not
good
be
sized
listed.
creature. I mean, if you're looking for a smaller type bird pollen, you could do a bloodhawk. That's a small creature.
Like work. I could do a Bloodhawk.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Do a flying monkey.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be with that one.
Are you looking for like a sprite? Is that what you're looking for? Or a pixie?
Yeah, a sprite or a pixie would work. Actually, yes. The tiny face sprite would work really well.
Yeah, I can do a sprite. Alright. If you're looking for a sprite, roll me a d20. Roll me 9 d100s.
Okay, it got stuck on rolling the dice.
It takes time when you do the D100s. It's slow to calculate.
It is. It is.
There it goes. 3, 16, 8, 87, 61, 28, 96, 38, 41, 11. Total of 381, if that counts.
Oh,
Watch him come back with like final price 450 gold.
Looking at what the sprite does, I'm not sure on pricing here. Hold on. It's a unique thing here. All right, roll me a d20.
Ah!
I pinned the pseudo dragon and the fox so that they're quick access if needed.
Final price is 302 gold.
Oh, that natural one. Oh.
I'm still going to pay it, though.
All right.
If you want to just pin that one, Darkwing.
Yep, working on it. It was a sprite.
Yep. I've already got it posted. You just got to pin the post.
Ah, okay.
Oh, do you guys not have an option for putting it into your sheets?
That is possible. I just don't know where it would go.
Yeah, we don't know how to do that. I can look. Let's see.
It says create a monster. Monster rules.
So if you go to extras, and there's a choose category.
Extras and then manage extras. Okay.
Where is that located? Oh, extras. I got it. Manage extras.
I normally just put Beast Companion. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, Beast Companion. Cool.
Oh, look
So-
at that.
Yeah.
I
So
imagine this was a fire pseudo dragon, right? If it was red, or can I pick?
I went with the normal pseudo dragon, but you could either pick fire or normal or do familiar
'Cause-
variant.
Yeah, because there's like dark, earth, fire, ice, pseudo dragon familiar.
So it
variant.
wouldn't be dark earth or ice. I know that. Or venom or wind. It would be between pseudo dragon familiar variant or pseudo dragon or fire pseudo dragon. So you pick from one of those.
So it's Fey, Fiend, or Celestial. Okay, I'll take a look at them. See what they got.
So does the hit points follow the same rule as us, where like it's like the first die is maxed out?
No, it's whatever's on the stat sheet.
Okay, yeah, well it shows 1d4 is the hit points.
Oh, the stat basically. What?
Yeah, on the fox it's 1d4 and it auto rolled a 2 when I added it.
Hold on. Fox should have 2 hit points. That's like it's a set number.
Okay. It's weird that it's got a d4 next to it.
Well, that's so if you want to roll the dice. Normally,
Oh.
the number that they provide is about half or average is what they call it,
Okay.
the average number.
Makes sense.
Why is my phone blowing up?
Wow, my sprite has a better armor class than I do.
Hmm.
Doesn't it also have like 1 health?
Yeah.
2.
And you
It
said I
has
could
2
pick
health.
fire.
Yep, it has 2 health.
You said I could pick fire pseudo dragon as one because it was
Yeah.
red.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but he can turn invisible.
Yeah, mine is definitely not going to be used for combat.
Yeah, no, mine is not for combat. Well,
Eh, eh.
mine could be used for combat because he can put people to sleep.
Mine is +7 to stealth.
Plus 10 to stealth on the sprite.
Jeez.
So Fenlin and Blair do not want anything at the auction.
Nope, I didn't build this character to have a pet, so I'm sticking with that.
And I kind of am against the whole purchasing companions kind of thing as a druid. And also the fact that there's a really large deer that seems to be affectionately following us.
Yeah.
Fair.
He basically has one already.
So it says this is a familiar. So
Hi, Gutman.
I don't have find
Hope
familiar.
you're doing well today.
right? I can't like bring it back if something happens. As far as
Basically, you command it, but if it's out of your range that you can't command, like, say if I'm talking to you and you walk 200 feet away, you can't
Yeah.
hear me anymore, it doesn't answer to you anymore until you go to it again.
right, but like if it like
We're going to
dies,
be
I can't
wrapping
bring
up
it back
soon,
by
so
casting a
you
spell.
came in
'cause I
right
don't
towards
have...
the end,
Right.
Gutman, to
Right.
Okay.
the stream.
I treat it like an actual person, like how like the elk I can
Yeah.
bring back to get like
Right.
like a healing spell, like
Right, right.
revivify or something like that can bring it back.
So should I put it as a familiar or just put it as a creature?
It is up to you.
I just did mine as a beast companion.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah, that's what I did with mine.
Back in the day, you had to have the book open and photocopy it.
Yeah.
Now you just hit a link and it gives you it off the side. So the only thing is, if you put it as a familiar, it can't attack.
Right. And I don't really have like a find familiar spell, so it might be like a beast companion or something.
Yeah.
So, because the sprites are sentient, I take it I just talk mine into accompanying us.
Yeah, beast companion. I think you can put yours as beast companion.
Yeah,
It says
I-
Ranger's Companion on that when I go to Beast Companion.
yeah, it does that for all beast companions.
Yeah,
it has extra stats if you're a ranger.
Okay.
So you can still set it as a beast companion. Just don't include anything that has Beastmaster by it when you're using it.
yeah. Yeah, just ignore the Beastmaster and
Ranger's companion
yeah,
sections.
Ranger's companion. Yep. You can just ignore those. Alright. With that being said, or we're gonna finish out tonight's session, so I don't have to keep this board up for next week. Alright, so you guys bid on the creatures you want, and the drone finally says, "Hen, we got a special surprise for today."
That's cool, Gutman. I'm assuming you're talking
And
about an atlas.
you see a caster casting a spell into the air, and it is a white dragon, probably about young-ish age. And then you see three other casters cast into the air. One each is a white dragon wormling, and they kind of like have a little animated feature to them, like roaring, stuff like that. And he says, "Oh, and the big one is up for sale, and 3 can be separated." And people just, like kind of like in shock and start bidding and bidding. And any of you going to be bidding on a dragon?
That would be ungodly expensive.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to cover that even if we pool our money.
Don't think.
Can we hear any of the bids?
Yeah. So they're
Yeah.
going up. They're almost
Good
going
idea.
up to like 100 gold each. So right now they're at, for the big dragon, they're up to 17,600. And the,
Yeah,
and the bid just started. And so you just hear this, like, it keeps going and going, and you hear 24,000, 25, 26, and then it kind of like someone shouts out 30, and then someone else shouts out 35,000, and it keeps going and going until it reaches 160,000 gold.
That is expensive.
And the auctioneer says, "Going once, going twice, sold." And he
I want to make note of which group actually got the winning bid on the dragon, the adult dragon.
you would see where they at? On your,
Point to him.
I was trying to do it from this. It would be. So the
Fat
no, not the fat dude. It's the guy next to him. So I'm gonna point to them. I can't hold the button while I'm trying to point at the same time. But it's so those 3 guys are kind of together, and those are the ones that have bid.
What was the final bid?
What did I say? It was 160,000 gold.
Now we know who the high rollers are.
And then so the image of that dragon that was in the air disappears as you see the caster just turn it off, and there's the 3 little ones.
Was there on the 3 that purchased it? Was there any like notable symbols or crests or anything that would identify them later?
You notice that they are kind of like you can definitely notice the guy in the back. He's literally holding a halberd, kind of like axe type gold axe, and he's like a giant bug demon creature, and very large too. Sits behind them, and then The other two are kind of like hooded spellcasters. You can see they're like the fine black robes. The only symbol you really see on them is a skull as a necklace. So the auction for the 3 wormlings. Are you bidding on any 3 of them?
Depending on what the prices are.
All right. So the first one starts at 300 gold.
Next.
Okay. Anyone else?
No.
Definitely passing on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So passing on the first one. That bid ends at where's my 54,000 gold.
Oh, I'm seeing a trend.
Yeah, we're not gonna get a dragon green.
The second one is bidding, and that starts at 300 gold also. Are you taking any chances?
Nope.
All right. That one goes for about the same price, about 52,000. 52,000. And the third one is a little smaller than the others. And that starts at 200.
Hmm. If it
You know
starts
they're
at
just gonna
200,
outbid you.
hey, it doesn't mean you can't throw in. It is an auction. It makes us look like we belong here. I mean,
Well,
I'll
we've
throw in the
already-
beginning.
We've already
But I've-
made purchases, so we look like we belong here already.
I know. I'll keep throwing in until it goes over like 300 gold.
All right. So it goes bought by 20 gold each for each bid, and goes back and forth. And goes up to 300 pretty quick. And it goes past 300. Are you going to bid past 300?
No.
Okay. So the final bid for that is 5,400 gold.
Less, but still pricey.
So after each bid and sale of the wormlings, they just disappear, and the construct in the front says, "Those are all the auctions for this time. Please come back tomorrow, and we will have more. Please pay at the counter and pick up your purchases. Thank you, and have a great day." And he kind of just walks off the stage. You do notice that, whoever, most of them purchase, so they kind of get in line to, you see those 2 brown tables up front? Basically, they know the routine, basically, that they kind of put their money down, they put what they paid for, they get the books out, they switch papers for ownership, and they take it, and then you see them run off to the cages where the with the Cyclops and everything, and you see guards run back and forth grabbing the purchases and bringing it to the people.
I'm going to get in line to pay for the Sprite.
Okay.
Yep, same.
All right. So you guys wait in line for probably like 15 minutes. It's a really quick line. They're pretty quick on doing this, like back and forth, back end stuff, and plus they pretty much know each other, And the goblin comes up to who got in first? I'm gonna guess you got in first per line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, he says, what'd you order?
Sprite,
Alright. Name.
Glock, and Spiel.
Alright, writes it in the book. Your book. Your book.
My book.
Your ownership book.
Oh, this is the first one I've bought here.
He kind of like looks down. It's like, you have to have a record book. Next time, have a record book. And he grabs a sheet of paper. It's literally just lined paper. And he writes down the name for you and everything. And sale from the trade. And puts the how much you paid for it. And stamps it.
Gallon is also listening to this at the same time and gets out some paper and makes a book.
And hands you the paper, and then hands you the ownership paper of the spray.
I'm going to slip behind Galen in line and ask him to make another one.
Which he can do.
All right. So who's behind Yurik?
That'd be Galen.
Galen, yeah.
All right. So you come up. He's like, all right. Item purchased.
Fire pseudo dragon.
All right. Name.
Gustav.
All right. Okay. Writes it on. Like book.
Here.
All right. Did you pre-write it?
Yeah, in line. Like I was listening to what was going on there about all that stuff, and
So
I was writing it.
you pre-wrote your purchase. So he
Yes.
kind of like he signs off and stamps it. And hands you the paperwork for ownership papers, and sends you on your way. Oh, and takes payment. He also took payment from you too.
You did what?
He took payment from you guys.
Yes, yes.
All right, and then Marco is next.
Yep.
Yep. He says name or no item purchased.
Burnt orange fox.
All right. Name.
Garbo.
All right, writes that down. Book.
There you go.
All right, stamps it, signs it, takes payment, and hands you the ownership papers. And then you guys kind of like, I guess, Glare and Finland kind of just go on their way.
Pretty much.
Okay, let's just follow the rest of you.
Yep.
So at this point, you just notice that you notice everyone kind of like goes up to the cages. You know, there's a guy running back and forth and like grabbing the slaves in chains and bring them to them. So you basically hand them the paper. They run back, grab the item. It's you notice that on the paper, I guess you would kind of like glance over it. There is a number, and then there were you when they brought it back, there was like basically a tagged number, like a kind of like a toe tag, but like for the wrist.
Okay, so they're numbered.
Yeah, they're numbered. So like they would bring that person, you know, that thing back. So they basically gave you the pseudo dragon, the fox, and the sprite. The sprite they gave you in a small bird cage because it does fly.
Yeah.
So does the pseudo dragon.
Well, pseudo dragon is a little bit more trained.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Right.
I'm gonna, just whisper really quietly to the sprite. It's like, I'll get you out of here in a little bit.
And then they kind of like, go to the next person and keep doing that. So I'm going to guess you guys walk out of the other entrance, which is north of the other end.
I guess the way out.
Yep, the way out would be going north, which is on this would be up. You pass the giant